ever happen.
Why would anything bad ever happen to any of the great powers of Europe here during the Grand Campaign? It is turn 26, the start of Period 4, the year 1615.
Give me just like two. You can start up. I'm gonna need like 2 more seconds just to make sure I actually transferred all proper data over from one period to another. Man,
Indeed.
really wish that there was an easier way to do this. But understood.
Europa
Like you put this
dot text.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe if they made a video game that did all the math for you.
That would
Impossible.
There has to be a better way.
a video game that transferred all of your Excel cells over from one sheet to another for you.
Everyone has received a card. Are any of them remis?
I will let you know
Nope.
shortly.
Nope.
No.
That's 3 nopes. A 4th nope from myself.
And yeah, 5th nope over here.
Just waiting on the mystery card. It could be anything.
Oh no, it's double remis. What
Super
the?
remis.
Burn the deck. It is not.
Alright then. We can proceed with survival checks.
Oh, look, I died. Weird.
Yeah, because you have a +9 right
Come
now.
on, right?
Just
Yep.
throw out number 10 on the table. Just. I'm dead.
Oh.
Ah! There's
Oh!
finally,
Hell
Ottoman
yeah.
treachery has arrived.
Finally, the spirit of, stabness has returned to the Empire.
Maybe. This succession is under the protection of my previous leader having good military skill.
Oh, hold on a second.
The strong field may yet collapse.
What's the hold on a second for?
I completely forget about this. My reign began 20, ends 26. Does that mean that I died on the start of 26?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I actually do have a new ruler then.
Yes, you
Regardless
are
of-
automatically dead right now. Create your successor.
Yes.
So
all
what
right.
were your stats, Ottomania and Spain?
Well, let me get my reign length out here. Hey! Hey, the spirit of Stabsmith is back! Yeah!
Yeah!
Nothing matters! Flip the board! Usurper has arrived!
Ah, excellent.
Hell
I
yeah!
shouldn't be celebrating this, but damn it.
Finally. No, I revel in this, actually. To remind here on the recording, so looking forward in the book, there is exactly one
Oh.
political event left for the Ottomans, and it's in like period 6.
No.
I'm in sandbox mode right now.
No.
Oh no, King Worse has arrived.
So, crisis. It's been
Please tell me you're
too long.
344.
Three, 4, 3.
Oh fuck.
yes, during a crisis.
Good news is
Spend
he's
2
not going to last that
stability.
long.
I get to drop to neutral. And let's get my actual reign. 7. 9 years of usurper. Now from 26 on out to 35. Well, 9 turns of usurper. And my previous stats don't matter during a usurpation. What do I get? 834.
All
The
right.
8's not bad.
I'm good at admin and nothing else. Hell yeah.
For the first
Still
time in the
can't
history of the
diplome at all.
For the first time in the history of the Sultanate, it was not actually cobras or knives that did the usurpation. It was just legal paperwork that got lost.
So that means the strength field is off. And in fact, I have 1 tick of the other bonus instability of good administrators make the knives sharper.
Oh my god.
Because-
you're
Hell
right.
yeah.
I'm back to having a terrible ruler.
Adjust your initiatives accordingly, folks.
Well, it was nice
So-
reliably getting military research for a while.
I'm now playing as Chulkles the Fourth, who is a 447.
I'm playing as some uncle no one likes.
That's his full title, I'm
out.
assuming.
Yes, that is correct.
We get out the list of Ottoman Grand Viziers and grab a name from the year 1615 or so.
I rolled a 7 on reign length, so I have a 9-turn adult length.
Yeah,
There's a good chance Wars of Religion ends and I go back to not having a new ruler every turn.
All right,
True, but
welcome
this guy only
aboard,
has 4 turns
Damat
of life.
Halil.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I will also be going through fun times next turn.
4 turns, which is half the period.
Yeah, isn't there a thing with post Cromwell, you don't use Cromwell's stats for an heir?
Nope,
Because-
I immediately have a
Yeah,
dynastic
it's an
crisis.
auto crisis when
Right,
Cromwell
yes.
falls.
Do I get the stability penalty for that?
Yeah, it's a crisis.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Great.
And so,
There's any-
well, all right,
There's
let me-
anything that I did during the wars with England, it was I made it so that Cromwell only got to reign for 2 turns.
That's true. But is it time?
And so it is time to economy. Welcome to Advanced Polygon. Is anyone becoming a general?
I am not. Ooh, got double ones.
You did
That's
the
a
move.
bad- That's
Epidemics.
Hi, y'all. I just want to announce that I am a goddamn fucking mastermind. I rolled fiscal evasion. Reduce your treasury by 20%. Hey, does anybody want to guess how much is in my treasury? That's right, 0.
Perfect.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking genius.
you can't to
Well,
commit
You can't
tax
embezzle what isn't there.
Big Dave on his first 5 years as the czar. You got the report of money embezzling and just turns and goes, what money?
I get desertions. People are deserting the army.
Offer of marriage. Will I finally be someone who gets an offer of marriage that doesn't fizzle?
Diplomatic preeminence. All
I
right.
lose 12 infantry, 4 cavalry, and 2 artillery.
Gross.
That's basically more or less an entire army.
So there are 16 neutrals currently.
On the other hand, this
Balls.
does mean that
Hey, Falls. Hey, Falls.
Are you
Hey,
fucking kidding me?
Palatinate. What's up? Palatinate.
Falls? Really?
Balls?
Oh,
On a roll of
this is
7
how
or
it
higher,
works.
Falls automatically offers me a royal marriage. Hey,
All right.
Palatinate. What do you think
Do you have
about
any idea how long I spent?
Automania?
And we are looking for ways to get you involved.
Two
Hey there,
timing.
Palatinate. How you doing? Determine dowry as normally. So let me just flip the old polyhedron here.
Hey, I'm doing my economy ahead of time. Russia's still closed. Or not Russia, France, right?
France is closed.
France
Okay, just
remains
checking.
closed. Yes, odd means I pay. Hey, Palatinate, what's your dowry value?
It's probably like 12.
Yeah, none of the dowry values are especially huge. Dowry of 10.
All right.
Sold budget and yes. Yes, welcome aboard. New friend, Palatinate.
God. Oh.
New
believe
affiliate of the House of Osman.
This is the dumbest fucking timeline.
I love it.
Hello, buddy. How you doing? So that's
All right.
everyone's economy event.
No one has to worry about lowering their stability or going bankrupt or everything. Everyone's fine, right?
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
so I
right,
heard
wait, you
about
said no.
evasion, I
Does
heard
that mean
about
you're good?
epidemics.
I'm just losing half my income this turn. That's it.
God damn.
Oh right.
Sorry,
There is one thing
53%
that
of my
needs to be
income.
addressed because it got lost in the noise. There is a depletion of the mine event on the table.
Oh,
Damn it. God damn
that
it.
you actually have to roll.
Yeah.
Because it is roll for each exploited mine in America in the following priority: the Incan mine, the Tenochtitlan mine, a mine exploited, etc., etc. Until a one is rolled, and then deplete that mine. So 1d10 Inca. 10 Tenochtitlan. Roll 1d10. What was next? Exploited by the most mines.
I'm the only one exploring gold. Exploit.
No.
And yeah, we
Or-
ruled
yeah.
the last time this came up that it does it if it reaches the
It
end of
do-
its list of targets, it stops.
Unfortunately, I have a mine in the old world, so I think you actually have to roll
Nope,
for that.
don't.
Too.
Nope, this is
Not in
specifically
America.
American gold mines.
Hooray!
Well, either way, we are out of the list of targets of people exploiting mines, and none
Wait.
of them depleted.
Place
Or
an
wait,
exhausted mine marker on a mine currently exploited by
Yeah,
a
it can
country
hit
either in Europe
old
or the rest
world
of the world.
mines if you receive the event.
If you receive.
Okay.
Yes, so it is. Darren
It's
has
in
no gold
addition,
mines.
right. That means
Step
that.
away from Wales.
Yeah. That means that if you rolled it, Crumb, then yes, you'd have to exhaust one.
You would have
but,
to include Wales in the list, but
Yeah.
Step away from my Wales wood mine.
I have no fucking interest in it. You can
There's
keep
gold in them
Those are the-
trees.
The Welsh rain mines. Everyone knows that. They mine rain over there.
Is that Tinland?
found
Genuinely,
it.
Wales actually very well could have been Tinland, if I remember right. There's a genuine, argument for that.
Yeah.
Unreal.
All right, so the gold mines survive this round.
Yep.
Does that mean it's-
Actually, hold up. You have to roll again. I'm exploiting 1, 2. I think I'm exploiting 4. Yeah, I'm exploiting 4 gold mines.
It only asks for the player exploiting the most and then the second most, etc. So
Yes.
if I've already rolled for you, the second rolls I was thinking I was rolling for Crumb.
Well,
That
no,
is
it's
not the
in addition
case.
roll for each one in America. I'm rolling. I need
Right,
one
okay.
more a gold mine because I'm exploiting 4.
Opposite
Alright,
of a
that's 10. It's
failure.
not 1. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 is okay.
Yeah.
Because I have 1 in Sonora, 1 in northwestern Mexico. Well, western Mexico.
Yeah, the order
then
matters
North
for if there were multiple powers exploiting New World gold
Yeah,
mines
exactly.
when it
Yeah.
who is first at risk. Because it could always stop early before looping back and what have you.
Is it time for politics?
The time for
Sounds that way.
politic. The first. Get the table out.
I'm looking.
Well, we already know what that one is.
No denying.
Oh.
Period 4. Event 1 decisively
Go take a
slams
nap.
itself
Yep.
onto
All right.
the
Hey,
stage
y'all.
of history.
I'm
It's
going to mute
time.
everything right here,
Yep,
and I'm going to
same.
listen to the stream.
Everybody turn
Period
your
4,
audio up.
Event 1, the 30 Years' War. Stand by. Whereas for the commenters, I'm actually going to side stream this. Just a moment to get that prepped.
All right, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I probably still won't talk because, I'm not going to talk over you.
Yeah, I will.
All right, so you should be looking at blank right now, and
Yep.
Yes.
And then, as a matter of great convenience, all of the machinery behind game capture also works fine for capturing video players, so there's that for all the folks at home. Make sure this is fit to screen, and let's begin. Period 4, Event 1, 30 Years' War. Historical date 1618 to 1648. Duration 6 turns. 1. Reroll this event and do not mark off if the Reformation has not occurred 3 times. 2. Cannot occur if Habsburg is eliminated. In that case, mark off as played. First turn. Events phase. 1. If Bohemia is currently owned annexed by another power than Bohemia or Habsburg, Habsburg declares war against the controlling power at the beginning of the declaration of war phase. Both sides can call allies in the normal way, and this event does not apply any further than this paragraph. Conduct the war as any normal war. If the victim is Spain, the special relation between Spain and Habsburg is dissolved, and the latter becomes a normal minor power. If the war is conducted between minor powers only, do not actually play it, but consider it to last only 1 turn and end with Bohemia and the original Bohemian provinces, not owned by Habsburg, being ceded to Habsburg. 2. If there is a Habsburg Bohemia, a rebellion occurs. Minor Bohemia is recreated with all such original provinces that are currently owned by Habsburgs. Withdraw all Habsburg units as per peace repatriation. If Bohemia exists outside Bohemia, the provinces are annexed to it instead. In any case, use the original description for the Bohemia Minor. Bohemia becomes a Protestant country, if not already so. 3. Palatinate now forms a personal union with Bohemia. The controller of Habsburg loses the control of the Palatinate marker. If Palatinate Bohemia is now neutral, Protestant England can claim the marker in MR. If it declines or there is no Protestant England, offer the marker to Holland instead in MR. From now on, the 2 minors are politically one for purposes of declarations of war, diplomacy, both are represented by the Palatinate diplomacy marker, peacemaking, and so on. Both minors maintain separate economies and military units. During the first turn of this event only, their units can freely be raised inside the territory of either. However, an enforced unconditional surrender is always applied to both minors separately, and such a peace terminates the personal union. 4. Habsburg declares automatically, even if already involved in another war, a war on Bohemia Palatinate with a free CB. Bavaria offers an immediate white peace to all its current enemies. If it remains at war with the controller of Habsburg, it shall not take any further part in this event. In all other cases, it allies with Habsburg and declares war on Bohemia Palatinate. It shall thus become the first member of the Catholic League and cannot make a separate peace except by enforced unconditional surrender. Similarly, inactivated Transylvania declares war on the side of Bohemia Palatinate, becoming its ally. The controller of Habsburg loses its control. From now on, Transylvania is treated as the Bohemia Palatinate's ally, whoever its actual controller. However, it does not join the Protestant alliance, and its enemies can always try to make a separate peace, with it following normal methods. Finally, place a revolt minus in Tyrol. This revolt is treated as friendly to Bohemia Palatinate and its allies. 5. Both sides can now call for allies in the normal way, but all HRE minors, save those already involved, decline to join in the war at this point. In all cases, they remain neutral towards the war caused by this event throughout Turn 1. Administration phase. Bavaria and Palatinate are automatically provided with a random leader, unless there are named national leaders active. Peace phase. 1. The only possible peace between Habsburg and Bohemia Palatinate at this point is by an enforced, unconditional surrender by either side. In such a case, the event stops here. Note, however, that Bohemia and Palatinate must both surrender separately for such an eventuality. Whether the event ends or not, apply the following peace conditions, and none other, if there is an enforced, unconditional surrender. If the victim is Bohemia, it is dissolved and all its territories are ceded to Habsburg, but not those of Palatinate. If the victim is Palatinate, its electoral status in imperial elections is permanently ceded to Bavaria. If the victim is Habsburg, Bohemia Palatinate becomes a new permanent minor power following the rules described above. If the war ends at this point, Bavaria and Transylvania automatically join the peace. But all the major powers involved can continue the war at their discretion. From now on, it is treated as an ordinary war. 3. If Habsburg or Bohemia Palatinate do not surrender, as above, proceed with the event description. Second turn. Events phase. 1. From now until the end of the event, a Protestant alliance is formed around Palatinate Bohemia. All the members of this alliance shall always be HRE minors, but not necessarily always Protestants. 2. From now until the end of this event, a Catholic League is formed around Habsburg. All the members of this league shall always be HRE minors, but not necessarily always Catholic. 3. All HRE minor powers already activated by this event join their respective coalitions. All active or inactive HRE minors not already involved are tested separately by rolling a d10. On a 1 to 8, the minor is incorporated in the alliance if Protestant, or the league if Catholic. It offers a white peace to all its current enemies, all minor enemies fighting a separate war except, and declares war on the opposing coalition. If its enemies do not accept a peace, they are considered to have declared a war to its respective coalition. The minor's actual controller is chosen by normal means. On a 9 to 10, the minor remains neutral, but allows passage and supply to both coalitions and their allies. Since no one is allowed to enter its fortresses, it does not provide a base for retreats or in similar purposes. Note that neutral minors can later be activated on either coalition following normal procedure. 4. Both coalitions are in full military cooperation, and all declaration of wars against any of their members result in an automatic war against all. The leader of the coalition is the controller of its core power, but individual members continue to be controlled as before, i.e. their diplomatic markers are not affected. No one can control minors in both coalitions, but must relinquish those on one or the other. The location of the diplomatic markers is not affected unless the controller joins in the war, in which case they rise to EG unless already higher. 5. All players controlling minors on either side are treated as associated powers, and they can affect the diplomatic control of their minor allies within the coalitions. Neither the core controller nor the associated powers have to take part in the war themselves. All coalition forces move during the movement phase of the core controller. Note that the forces of the associated powers themselves do not necessarily have to follow this restriction, only those of their coalition minors. 6. From now on, no HRE minor, including currently neutral ones, can be activated to join any other war except the one caused by this event, and as a member of either coalition. Religion no longer determines the choice. Normal rules for calling minor allies are used, but the major power controller does not itself have to be activated in the war. 7. Coalition minors can be forced outside their respective coalitions by making separate peace treaties with them. Only the core controller can try such separate treaties, and only once per turn. Such proposal can only call for a white peace, and the penalties for both heretics and for making a separate peace are always applied, whatever the religion of the core powers. Minors compelled thus to make peace can later be reactivated on either side by normal diplomatic procedure. 8. From now until the end of the war is being conducted between the coalitions and their respective allies. 9. Finally, Denmark, even if active elsewhere, declares war against the League, but is not incorporated into the alliance. The controller of Denmark is determined according to normal rules, but it cannot be controlled by League core or associate powers. If the Union of Kalmar has not yet been dismantled, Sweden also joins the war this turn, following exactly the same procedure as Denmark, but without ever benefiting from the special advantages listed below. Normal calls for allies is allowed due to this new declaration of war. Diplomacy phase. 1. Each power controlling active coalition minors, Denmark, or Sweden, once it has been activated in this event, receives a permanent CB against the other coalition and its allies for the duration of the event. This CB is free for the core powers and normal for the associates and allies of Denmark and Sweden. Administration phase also applies to the later turns of this event. 1. From now on, all 3 mercenary generals are available for the duration of the event. Furthermore, Mercenary General Wallenstein can be recruited free of charge by Habsburg and no one else, as long as this event lasts. He is removed from game as soon as the event is over. 2. Any HRE coalition minor activated as per 3 above can receive reinforcements only in defensive for this turn, but can choose its attitude freely thereafter. Note that this does not restrict those minors already activated on turn 1 of this event. 3. The rule for allowing a player to draw reinforcements for only 2 minor allies per turn applies also to both coalitions. The core powers decide which 2 get the reinforcements, but the limits are still counted against the actual controller's quota. Thus, a controller who draws reinforcements for 1 coalition ally can do so for another minor ally elsewhere, but no more. 4. Denmark receives reinforcements in offensive for the duration of the event, and without limiting its controller in drawing reinforcements for its other minor allies. Peace phase applies also to the later turns of this event. 1. If Habsburgs are ever forced to make an enforced unconditional surrender to the Alliance, the League automatically dissolves and the event terminates in Alliance victory. There is no such clause to achieve an early victory over the Protestant Alliance. Even the surrender of Bohemia Palatinate does not dissolve it, nor does it change the core controller of the Alliance. 2. Denmark and Sweden, whenever activated, shall not accept any peace offer unless some of their own territory is conquered by enemy forces. 1 province suffices. In such a case, they can be forced out of the war by making a separate peace with them in the normal way, whatever the terms. The requirement for conquering home territory is lifted in the case of Denmark after Sweden has joined the war on the same side, unless the Union of Kalmar is still in effect. Note also that if the Union of Kalmar is in effect, a peace has to be made with both countries simultaneously. 3. If Bohemia suffers an enforced unconditional surrender by the League, it is automatically annexed by Habsburg, whoever the actual conqueror is. However, a similar surrender by Palatinate no longer leads to automatic loss of elector status. 4. All members of either coalition suffering enforced unconditional surrender become immediately neutral and cannot rejoin the war later, except on the side of their vanquisher. 5. If Alliance or League are left without any HRE members during any peace phase, they are permanently dissolved, and the event ends immediately, as defined below. 3rd turn. Diplomacy phase. Sweden, even if activated elsewhere, declares war against the League, but is not incorporated into the alliance itself. The control of Sweden is determined according to normal rules, but it cannot be anyone controlling minors on the side of the League. Administrative phase. 1. Sweden automatically achieves the next technological advancement allowed without violating access dates. If none are available, this advantage is postponed until such advancement becomes possible, or until the event ends, whichever comes first. 2. Sweden receives reinforcements in offensive for the duration of the event, and without limiting its controller in drawing reinforcements for its other minor allies. Military phase. Until the end of this event, all Swedish units only are considered as supplied in all HRE territory they occupy, but pillage markers are always placed in them when they depart, whether in friendly, enemy, or neutral territory. Being constantly in supply does not mean that Swedish troops do not need a base for retreats, etc. Peace phase. 1. If, after the activation of Sweden for this event, the Swedish general monarch, Gustavus Adolphus, dies for whatever cause, the controller of Sweden can, during the next peace phase, attempt to recruit Wallenstein to change sides. This attempt costs 5 victory points and 50 ducats, which have to be paid in advance. Roll 1d10. If the result is 8+, Wallenstein changes sides. Add a +2 to the result if Wallenstein is not currently leading at least an army plus. If Wallenstein does agree to change sides, the controller of Habsburg can try to have him murdered at the cost of 1 stability. With a result of 8+, Wallenstein escapes and is immediately removed from the map, in order to be replaced as a Swedish leader. Otherwise, he is murdered by his own troops and removed from the game. 6th turn. Peace phase. 1. After normal peace step, the two coalitions make an enforced peace with each other. Other wars between outsider allies have to be treated in the normal way, and can continue indefinitely. However, Sweden and Denmark also join in the mandatory peace if still allies of the alliance. 2. The determination of whether League or Alliance has won the war is made according to the following conditions. Case 1. League victory if all the following circumstances apply. The Alliance has been dissolved. The League has not been dissolved. Habsburg capital is not currently conquered by an enemy, including those caused by separate wars. Case 2. Alliance victory in all other circumstances, even if Alliance no longer exists. 3. The permanent effects of the peace between Alliance and League are as follows. Case 1. All HRE minors are removed from the game, and a new political entity called the German Empire is created from their territories. This does not apply to Prussia if Event 5.4, the creation of the Kingdom of Prussia, has already occurred, nor does it apply to Bohemia, if still in existence, which is directly and permanently annexed to Habsburg. The German Empire is regarded as a permanent vassal of Habsburg. Any declaration of war against it results in an automatic declaration of war against Habsburg. The army of the Holy Roman Empire, as described in the annexes, becomes the army of the German Empire. However, its basic force is increased to A+ and 1 land detachment, and it can also use the unit markers of all HRE minors removed to create the German Empire. All named minor HRE leaders that are scheduled to appear do so as leaders of the German Empire. The capital of the German Empire is Frankfurt. All the other HRE capitals lose their meaning as capitals. All period content limits of Spanish, Habsburg, and German Empire armies is immediately increased by 10 infantry and 2 cavalry for the duration of the game. Habsburgs and the German Empire receive a permanent bonus of +4 to all die rolls for reinforcements. No other modifiers are applied. The German Empire receives a bonus income of 100 ducats to fortify its towns during each administration phase it is engaged in a war. Upkeep for these and all other German Empire fortresses is free. All these effects can be permanently cancelled by any Christian player forcing an enforced unconditional surrender on Habsburgs, and deliberately forfeiting all other peace claims, or if the Habsburg minor is removed from game by complete annexation. In that case, all HRE minors removed to form the German Empire are returned, and share whatever of their former territories, as they had at the point of their removal, still belonging to the German Empire. All HRE minors and their territories annexed by other powers while the German Empire was in effect can later be restored to their former minor power owners at the discretion of their new owners, including anyone who gains them through peace. Case 2. All provinces belonging to Alliance members forced to leave the Alliance during the war by enforced surrender, and all Alliance provinces under League conquest, not including those conquered by allies, at the end of the war, provide 10 victory points for the core power of the League. All provinces belonging to League members forced to leave the League during the war by enforced surrender, and all League provinces under Alliance conquest, not including those conquered by allies, at the end of the war, provide 10 victory points for the core power of the Alliance. If Sweden is still an ally of the Alliance, it receives HRE member-owned Bremen, Kiel, and West Pommern. The controller of Sweden receives victory points for these provinces, as if annexed to itself. If Denmark is still ally of the Alliance, it receives HRE member-owned Mecklenburg. The controller of Denmark receives victory points for this province, as if annexed to itself. If Prussia still belongs to the Alliance, it receives HRE member-owned Ostpommern. All other conquered HRE territory is returned to previous owners. Alliance and League are dissolved once this event ends.
Welcome to German Thunderdome!
Welcome to Thunderdome.
Blood is here.
Welcome to the next 30 years real time. I hope you all paid attention during the lecture. This will be on the exam. Bring your own shot and powder.
I didn't go grab a drink of water during that, so I'm going to go do that really quick before I return, and I announce the fact that
It is time to resolve the cruel wars, which, oh wait, hold on, what's that about if Palatinate is neutral? If Palatinate becomes neutral, but what if Palatinate has a controller that isn't the controller of Habsburg?
Yes.
What if Palatinate, who is now defined as the core power leading the Protestant alliance for the duration of the war, even if Palatinate gets knocked out of the war?
I can't believe the Ottomans are
Yep.
the ones backing
Literally,
the alliance.
because of the economy, England and I don't get a chance to do the entire thing we've been building up to, and the Ottomans control the Protestant bloc.
So I don't know what you guys were talking about.
Never tell the
Ottomans-
dice what to do.
Ottomans have events.
Multi-ball! grabbing that
Multi-ball.
Welcome to the dumbest timeline.
So the
Ottomans
lore.
still have events.
The lore, the only possible explanation here. So, the deposing of the current sultan, who had been in the chair for a while and turned down a perfectly good opportunity to burn Vienna, just as his father did, and his father before him. We've had enough. No more of this. And so a conspiracy is hatched between the German princes who are fed up with Habsburg tyranny over the empire and the defender of Protestantism, Ottomania? Sure. Welcome to the glorious new age where religion doesn't dominate politics anymore. We're open to anything, including
turning a fucking
including the
coup.
German Ottoman alliance to defeat the Habsburgs.
Well, meanwhile, a secular Ottoman revolt in southern France continues to rage.
Yes.
What the
I guess the good news is
going
that
on?
I guess the good news is that neither of you care about the 30 Years War now.
I
Well,
want to
everyone
care.
everyone who is a controller of an HRE territory has the chance to tag in as an auxiliary power during round 2.
Right.
During turn 2.
Yeah, I
So-
control Prussia and
Turn
Hesse,
1,
so I'm-
the initial conflict, which, so Bohemia is controlled by Habsburg. Right here, see him face. So Bohemia rebels, which the remaining Bohemian-controlled Bohemia are Bohemia and Sudeten. They rebel. They are independent as re-established Bohemia. They form a personal union with Palatinate, and then Palatinate Bohemia is at war with Austria.
Yes.
Also, Transylvania jumps in as an ally of Palatinate Bohemia. And after the dust has settled from that, Palatinate Bohemia and the Habsburgs extend the hat and invite their respective controllers to escalate or to keep things local for now.
Because you have a permanent CB, you can choose to join.
I have
any
a
turn.
permanent free. Yeah, both of us have permanent free CBs to jump into this war with our main countries. You don't
I've
have to
chosen.
decide yet because we're
Yeah.
not. We don't need to immediately declare war. That
Yeah.
happens in normal
Now, with
diplomacy.
that said, I'm just going to announce right here to everyone, because I made this announcement at the end of last session. I made a period objective, my number one period objective, my A objective, is League victory in the 30 Years War. I'm just announcing that here.
So
the end
as
is
a
right
side
there,
note,
though.
France would really like to get this whole civil war over with so we can get involved in turn 2.
Oh, you better believe I'm putting the boot on the rebels as fast as I can so I can go over and have fun. But
Hey, y'all busy? You heard about this war thing?
Because if I'm still in civil war, I can't get involved in 30 years war at all.
And the orbs reign, the stars fall, as chaos descends upon Europe.
one of the orbs has fallen on the swamp. Thank you for the complimentary orb. I will treasure it as I go into battle.
Alright, let me just go ahead and draw a quick shape here. And if I pop this up onto GM layer, so there's Bohemia.
Mm-hmm. Ansbach and Bayern are Bavaria,
Yep.
and then Magyar, Transylvania itself. No, not
No, Magyar is directly Ottoman territory. Transylvania, Ruthenia, and Maraz are Transylvania.
Right, okay. And then Habsburg territory is what Habsburg
He
territory
is,
is.
yeah, what remains of Habsburg, which is core Habsburg minus Carnolia.
Well,
I will do this. No, that doesn't work. Okay.
I'm really excited to just go back home and say, you all have fun. I don't care. I'll be over here.
hey, Crumb, how do you feel about Poland?
Yeah,
Um,
congratulations, Crumb. Because you're not going to be part of this, I think I'm not going to pay attention to you for most of this period.
I don't want to fight people, really. I'm going to be... I will be involved with this because I have enough of the HRE miners that are going to be involved in it.
Yeah,
but I won't be like the primary.
So, no one currently controls Bavaria. So Bavaria gets to determine its controller by normal degrees.
That.
Yeah, I failed to... They did not appreciate me attempting to...
Bavaria is not directly in the Spanish bloc. So let's go look that up. What's the control priorities for Bavaria?
Spain. It's Spain.
So
Spain,
it
France,
is.
Netherlands, Venice.
All right, well...
Although, all right, so somewhere in all of that was a mention of there's some point where it specifically excludes people who are already involved from the choice selection. Let me just go verify if that's now or further along when we're building the alliances. Habsburg declares automatically. Let's see. Habsburg declares automatically. Bavaria offers immediate white peace to all current enemies, and remains at war with the if it remains at war with the controller of Habsburg, it shall not take any further part. That's not the case. In all of the cases, it allies with Habsburg and declares war on Bohemia Palatinate, becoming the first member of the Catholic League, cannot make separate peace except by enforced unconditional surrender. Similarly, Transylvania enters as Bohemia Palatinate ally, but does not become part of the Protestant alliance. And Revolt Minus in Tyrol that is friendly to the League. Rather, to the
Yes.
Alliance.
So, here we go. Here's that revolt. I figured it would be Ottoman color because, technically speaking, you're the one who's friendly towards it. That's an Ottoman revolt.
I was just going to pass and let Darren be the lead on this one. I really was.
Hello, I have to put out Bohemia's base forces and Palatinate's base forces.
I have already put out Habsburg's base forces.
So much setup that needs to happen for this event, this incident.
Yeah, so it looks like Bavaria determines controller.
Yeah, Bavaria determines normally, so yeah, Spain has offered control of Bavaria.
I do take it.
There are several people I know who are not familiar with these streams
Yes,
that
they
I
slide
know
up
have been tagged in.
into your MR box. Yeah, because you were controlling them and they're in an event war. They are in MR for you, but function as though they were in EG for fighting purposes.
Right, okay.
I'm moving Bavaria's base forces to where it's supposed to be.
It is wild that once again, like most things in Europa, a big event is taking place, and the player of Portugal, Russia, just doesn't need to do fucking anything.
Hey, Russia,
What's up?
do you want to help out the League? Because that means you have a real good
Hey,
reason to
Russia,
go
you
start-
have an aggressive alliance with me and with England
You all have an effect. Oh my god.
I have no way
Hi,
to
hello.
get over there.
Yes, you
you
do.
have a border with me and in turn with the Habsburgs. You can just walk across
Yeah, shared
Ukraine
military
Yep.
territory.
through the
Now, on the
Balkans
other hand,
and on
there's
up into
also-
here.
If you don't mind taking a little bit of stability for some territory taken for yourself, there's also all
the
of
problem-
this
the problem
Ottomanian territory.
The problem is, I am then declaring war against a military pact.
Yeah, I'm saying if you take a
Play.
stability hit.
If you're willing to betray an
Yeah, if I
ally
take a stability
and
hit, as I've been
start an
attempting
OCB
to
war at the same time. Well,
as I have been attempting to recover my stability for the last 50 fucking turns.
While
saying.
Russia has a period for event that is devastating in negative stability.
yeah, Russian
Yes.
Civil War time soon, maybe. This was event 1.
Right!
There's
we
still
haven't
more
even
event
rolled the
rolls
other
to do.
two.
Can
We
I
might
actually
get
make a suggestion that
multi-ball.
we do the other 2 rolls before we start doing everything on this one, so everyone can be
Sure.
taking care of
Yeah,
stuff?
no, we
while
still
this
have
is
2
happening.
political events.
Like, I want to put everything out, but we could be, if there's something for bad times in Russia,
Hey,
that could be
Krom.
something that Newbie can be doing.
Fuck off.
What?
This is important. This
If
lets you
people
go.
want to keep naming things,
We are trying
Yeah,
to
if
keep
we want to keep naming things, how about you fuck off?
Let's keep the ball rolling so we don't spend like 2 hours
okay,
on
one
us
stricture
talking
to
about the 30 Years' War.
settle before we get out of this. So, the NPCs get to call for allies during the event phase.
Mhm.
So, I suppose in initiative order, we resolve here. Spain, will Habsburg escalate and call you in?
Yes.
Palatinate Bohemia will call on the Ottoman Empire for aid.
All right.
Vienna will burn.
Vienna
Dude.
must be destroyed. All right.
Did Loon just
Welcome
become the
to the 30
super
Years
boss?
War.
Maybe? I don't know what's
No,
going
it-
on anymore.
It's still, if Doc wins, he is extremely the super boss.
If the Doc can take down that kind of conglomerate, yes, Doc deserves to be the super boss.
For what it's worth, for everyone who's, if you remember the German Empire part, if Spain wins this entire thing, Spain becomes even more of like 50 countries all at once, and than they normally are.
Yes.
Spain can
Germany
aim-
gets assembled and then permanently stapled to Austria, and thus permanently stapled to Spain.
Yes.
Spain can aim the entire
7-3.
center of Europe at people if Spain wins.
Pointing at event 3/R.
That's you. Well, it was you, I think.
Yeah, so generic revolt.
You said 7-3?
I'm saying, yeah, I've rolled 7-3, and I'm getting event 3. War between Persia and Turkey already happened.
Wait, no.
Duration is until
7-3
war
would be
ends.
7-3 would be 9R.
No, the 3D at the
Oh,
top
it
is the
jumps
one
over.
we already
That's right.
spent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
gotcha.
hops.
So, generic revolt. Get out that period 4 revolt table.
I got it. If you want to just call it out.
I'm looking at it. So, our target is
Turkey.
Turkey, or at least the Turkish portion of the table. I am at neutral stability, so this lands in Serbia.
Serbia.
Serbia is fourth Rome. Now is their time to shine.
It has a strength of a minus with a general.
I'm rooting for you, Serbia.
Let's go and grab a rando off the pile. We will take General 4. Good at maneuver, the only thing that matters for rebel leaders.
That's in an awkward spot, too.
Yeah, actually.
Not really, it's on the way.
Oh yeah, that's directly in the.
We've scheduled a
highway.
training exercise for the army as it makes its way to the front.
That is usually where the Pasha Blood March goes. Yeah.
They are on cleared, open ground. They don't control the fort. They're a speed bump. This is controlled by Russia.
Hello.
For what
I am
that
involved.
matters, Russia is now involved. Yes, finally.
This is the preface before the Russia Ottomania sparring match that will occur eventually.
Some little thing in the Balkans.
For the entertainment of chat, my cat has been sitting at my chair, staring up at me like she wanted to jump up in my lap for about the past 5 or 10 minutes. Until I finally reached out to get her little fish toy that squeaks so I could play it with her. And as soon as I moved it over and dangled it for her, she jumped in my lap and sat down.
Of course.
I don't know what's up with the cat, but I love you.
Event the third of the set. 1-7.
Oh no.
Event 2.
Oh no.
Well,
Oh, fuck.
I guess Russia's not getting involved.
Russia is perhaps not involved in today's festivities. Russia has its own times of
All right,
troubles.
Taking care of something on the side. Give me like 2 minutes.
Mhm.
Just finishing posting something real quick.
Let's get this whole period good and front loaded.
Hey, you know what? Fucking, at least I'm getting it out of the way at the start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. This is actually not a bad time for it to happen. Everyone else is busy.
You're getting out of the way
else
while
is
the
very
distraction is
distracted.
there. You exactly have something to do during the 30 Years' War, during some of it. So this is a two-step event. First time of troubles, and then if it pops again, Cossack Revolt. So the first event, if Rus is currently at war when this event occurs, the event is delayed. If you're not at war,
That could be. Okay.
Until the Civil War occurs, Rus cannot make any declarations of war and must always offer white peace or wars to all enemies. It's your Civil War. The usual rules apply here.
Mm-hmm.
If the event is rolled a second time before the first event is ended, re-roll and do not mark off. Alright, event phase. Roll 6 revolt placements on the Russian revolt table.
Mm-hmm.
Results outside current Russian territory are not applied, but no re-roll is made for them. Revolt strength is rolled normally, but all revolts are automatically controlled by England.
Hello!
Just
Commence
watch them all
bombardment.
Watch them all land in Astrakhan and none stick.
This
Okay.
is
Russia is
this
also at
is-
neutral stability.
the heel turn of the Russia-England alliance.
By the way,
Yep.
congratulations, England, on getting Civil War points. They're pretty good.
I know, right? So you want me to just roll a 60-10 then?
Yeah.
It's
In
rolling.
addition, the controller of the revolt places a rebel army plus using Russian content anywhere in the revolt area. The rebels do not control the cities.
It's still thinking.
So it's not as bad as
Okay.
Spain ones, not Spain, French ones do control the cities.
Right. They just have the entire province from the start. These are just angry peasants in the outlying territory first.
All right, let me grab a
Every one
revolt
of them is
marker.
different. That's 6 different places. Wild.
Yep.
Well, that's not.
I'll roll
on-
for difficulty here in a second. I'm just going to be marking the places first.
I have no idea if that's good or bad.
We'll find out together. All
It
right,
can
the
be pretty
3 is Ural.
All right.
The 5 is Astrakhan. You don't own that.
Yep,
That
that one
fizzles.
bounces.
Hell
One
yeah!
bounces. The 6 is Ukraine.
Which I do.
Yeah, you do
own.
own that.
You own.
That's not hard to get to though.
Yeah, it's right next to
The
two armies.
7 is Sueria.
So
Right
very-
above Ukraine.
Which I do own.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't see everything. There's a lot of stuff around.
No, it's fine.
And then the 8 is Smolensk, which you own. And the 9
Oh.
is Orel, which you also own.
Okay.
Determine
These
their
are all
strength
fairly
normally.
close together. These aren't too bad.
That's
Yeah,
actually
so
pretty watchable.
all of these need a strength check.
All right, I will roll 5d10 then, and I'll be working from lowest number to highest number, okay? Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Where's
Okay,
the
none of them have
table
the,
for that?
It's right underneath the revolt locations. It's not quite as bad as it could be because none of those generate any detachments by default. there is at least one plus with a general though.
Yeah.
Yeah, minus with general,
Also-
plain minus, plus,
There's
minus
the
with
other thing that
general,
sucks is
and
that there
plus
are
with
2
general.
pluses in that stack.
honestly, the fact that they're also geographically restricted on each other means that if you get a good,
I mean, the big thing, no pun intended, is that one of the biggest things that matters for putting down a roll is mobility, and Dave's right there.
yeah,
Dave
Dave
is
is right
right
there.
in the
Dave
middle
is
of
very
here.
big, and Dave can just kind of probably chew through.
He will
entire
go
stack.
for the plus with the general.
So I'm just making sure I got this right. Aurel is going to be the plus with the general. It's right next to you.
Perfect. Oh, actually, legitimately, Dave is going to go crush the army plus that is going to pop up, and then take care of the revolts.
The revolt plus is on the third one, which was, I believe, Sueria.
So I do want to emphasize something for the chat. It's a little weird because of the wording. The Cossack revolt isn't actually bad for Russia.
Yeah, the Cossack Revolt is
Normally-
good for Russia.
Normally, the Cossacks are still owned by Poland. So when the Cossack revolt happens, those territories become the Cossacks. They
Yeah,
become
Did I
Cossack
just
owned.
break
Revolt
the
is
game?
like this.
Well, that ain't good.
Well, I should be rolling a 1d12, so
Hell yeah, reroll.
I will reroll all of those.
Multi-ball.
So
Did I break the universe? I think I did.
when the Cossack revolt happens, Cossack becomes its own thing, and I gain a permanent vassal.
The
The
day that
Cossack
Russia
Revolt
learns
had-
what a vassal is.
they break free, and Russia has the death grip in them.
And Russia then needs to fight Poland to keep control of them.
Which I will launch Poland. Russia has a history of not liking Poland and wanting to fight Poland. Oh man, they got a bad. Hell yeah.
They did get
Bad
a bad.
stuff.
I'm just going to use a minor for the A+.
Bad
army
is a
to put
rank
over
A.
here.
Bad will need to take command of the rebel army.
Fuck yeah!
Excellent.
Hell yeah!
Really?
It's all
No,
Those
I
are
can place
rebel
rebel army
generals.
anywhere.
Yeah, you can place the rebel army anywhere, but
But he's
that's
the
a rebel
But
general.
he's General Bad.
He's the general.
Oh, I thought those
Bad
were
will
generals were
need to
attached to the revolts.
redeploy.
Yeah. All right. There we
The
go.
revolt is a faction. This is a civil war.
There you go. See, newbie, it's fine.
And Dave will have to pay a mobility. We'll have to do a check, but Dave can get there in one turn.
Well, I go first. What is the size of your army, just so I have this? Full army.
Oh, Lord. Okay. A full Russian army in this period is 30-22. Also, as a note, when the army converts over for the period, what happens to my cavaliers? They just explode?
Well,
Either
you can
explode
downgrade
or
them
you-
to infantry, I guess.
Yeah, you can demote them into infantry if there's space
what
for
if
them.
my infantry cap didn't go up? I guess I could just
Then
make a
they're just gone. They're dismissed.
Well, I could just turn them into infantry and make a side detachment, right?
If you have room in the
I guess
the
if you-
spot.
if you-
You know what?
the
Sure.
zone,
If
sure.
it doesn't break stacking
Yeah.
limits in wherever you had them standing. Which,
I mean, in that case, you don't even have to turn them into infantry. You can just leave them as cavalry. You know?
True. I can't remember where you find your army limits. Is that in Big Ref? Because I need to make sure
it's
I'm not
also
breaking
on
my army limits.
Pyramid. Yeah, Big Ref has how many armies you can have total.
That's
in
what I
your,
mean.
Your counter supply.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, hold on. I had this guy in the wrong
That
spot.
is
That goes to your
under-
right.
Which for the counter supply tab. Russia has 6 armies, 3 fleets.
I'm good.
20 detachments.
It would break the stacking limit because both those armies are on the same thing. So does that mean they just have to fizzle?
Yeah, they're gone.
That sucks, but oh well. Can I turn them into artilleries?
No.
No. Sorry.
Horses cannon.
I roll for reinforcements for these guys too, right? Because
We will see. Let us finish reading the text.
Yeah, my army
So,
size is
diplomacy
smaller.
stuff. As long as this event lasts, Russia can cede to Sweden during the diplomacy phase
No.
one province taken in priority among those originally Swedish, Russian Niwa, any other province bordering Sweden. As compensation for this, Sweden, unless engaged in another war as an active ally of a player country, is placed in EG of Russia regardless of its current position and stays there for as long as this event lasts. Furthermore, as long as this condition applies, Sweden offers to help Russia within the limits defined in 13.3 and can draw reinforcements in offensive for this purpose.
Do I take a stability hit for this event just firing off?
No. No.
Thank
I
God.
don't believe so.
Not unless it
actually.
specifies.
Okay.
If Russia
stability
cedes a province to
will
Sweden
drop
as
from the rebel.
defined above, it receives a free CB against Sweden during the first turn after this event has ended. So explicitly here in the text, you can return land to Sweden, but no, you're going to betray them the moment the war is over. This is a fake bribe, not even an honest bribe.
That is my favorite small thing of this is you can give Sweden land, you immediately have a CB against them. You could just annihilate them if you want.
Just for free, you turn back around and withdraw their privileges. From the second turn on, Poland, even if already active, can be activated as an ally of the rebels on a D10 roll of 10+, modified as follows. +1 for each full turn the event has already lasted, +1 for each revolt minus inside Russia, +2 for each revolt plus inside Russia, +3 if Dmitry is an active rebel. What does that mean?
Dmitry is a general that shows up soon.
He is not. So I dodged another bullet by this firing very early.
Oh, he's down. Wait, he's supposed to be alive
Is that
right
a
now.
different Dmitry than the one I see in the board in Siberia? Or is
Oh,
that
yeah,
one of your
Dmitry.
generics?
No, that's Dmitry.
No, that's right, okay. Well, we'll see. Probably somewhere down the line we'll say if Dmitry will try to defect to the rebels. If Poland activates as an ally of the rebels, Russia loses the control of Poland. Poland can send help to the rebels within the restrictions defined in 13.3 and can draw reinforcements in offensive for this purpose. Yeah, so Sweden and Poland, their intervention is Civil War intervention, 1 stack limit. As you do. 5. As an ally of the rebels, Poland claims one Russian province bordering Poland of its choice, in priority among former Polish provinces if the event ends in a rebel victory.
Okay, so they only get a province if the rebels win.
If the rebels win.
Yes.
Okay.
If war is declared on Russia, the rebels immediately offer a ceasefire. If it is accepted, the rebellion becomes inactive. Neither the aggressor or the government troops are allowed to invade any rebel-owned or occupied territory during the war. Rebel units cannot be moved, revolts cannot be suppressed, etc., etc. They do not expend, no loss of stability during the peace phase. After peace is resumed, civil war continues at the beginning of the following turn.
So a good thing I'm noticing is the majority of these revolts are in non-national provinces. Those don't count to your doom counter.
Yeah, they don't count towards execution of your monarch.
Yeah, so how does that work?
So once half of your national provinces have revolt in them, at the end of during the peace phase, your monarch gets executed and you have considered lost the war.
Which your national provinces are up here inside of this gold line. So
It's-
Moscow,
you only have
Novgorod,
one.
Pskov.
Yeah, it's just Ural.
Wallachia, Tula.
It's just Ural and its tiny baby revolt.
It's
Which
going
I-
to be a little difficult to get rid of it, though, because that's a 3 maneuverability leader in difficult terrain.
You have 1 out of 6 of your
I have
provinces with a rebellion.
David the Big is a 5 maneuverability general, and there's
Dave
2
the Big is going to be
armies right
very
there.
good at the hunt.
Yeah, Dave the Big is going to be extremely good at taking down any of these revolts.
If Sweden loses a war against any enemy while helping Russia in crushing the rebellion, its troops inside Russian territory are immediately withdrawn, and the permanence of Swedish diplomatic position is cancelled.
God, I'm sorry. Hearing Big Dave is going to be good at the hunt just put Big Dave Yay Galvus into my head.
Yep.
Admin phase. Rebels roll for reinforcements and offensive status as long as the event lasts. They succeed automatically on their roll for a leader, but only as long as they do not already have an active leader. For leader counters, use the priority Russian leader Dmitry if in play. So they get to reinforce and receive a Dmitry.
And he is in play, so I will get Dmitry when I do reinforcements.
Yes.
So Dimitri is leaving the. Yeah, Dimitri is rebelling. I see.
Yes.
Yeah, I will just
Never
get him
trusted
by
that
point.
guy.
You
What is
shouldn't
he?
have. He's a 422. He's merely okay.
He's better than bad.
Yeah. He is an A, which means that he can be the leader of the army now. Yeah.
Yes. Bad will be interrupted by Dimitri kicking down the door. Yes, I
Bad,
will
get
lead
outta
the
here.
revolution. No, you will not.
Man, if I had known that thing about Dimitri, I would have
Throwing Dimitri
solely.
into more danger.
Vasily,
Yeah.
get out of my house.
Hey,
You're not in
this
charge
makes
here.
the fight a little bit more fun.
Hey, fuck you! It's a rebellion.
I didn't say fun for who. I meant fun for me.
It is fun for Crumb. Crumb gets 5 victory points each turn, basically no matter what, as this rebellion goes on.
So, military phase, all rebel units can use the revolt counters as supply bases in the same way as fortresses, as long as there is no non-defeated enemy units present at the moment supply is needed. So, they are valid supply for the rebel army, unless someone is standing on the one they need to draw their supply line.
Also, I just saw this pointed out in another chat and completely missed Big Dave Galvis.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I mentioned
God
that in
damn it.
passing, and someone else in chat echoed it.
God damn it!
Yeah, no, somebody. Yeah, it was.
It's accurate, but god damn it!
Big Dave will be good at the hunt. Just immediately snap that in my head. The hunt begins.
God damn
Okay,
it, Darren,
so-
you're on fire tonight.
Yeah.
Peace phase. The event ends in government victory when both of the following conditions are met. All revolt markers eliminated, Russian units have scored a major victory against the rebels, or all rebel units are eliminated and fortresses captured. So, it continues for so long as any revolts exist and any of their units are up, unless you score a major defeat against them.
If I score a major defeat, does it end instantly?
No,
No,
that just
no, get rid of all
satisfies
revolts.
the combat side of it.
Oh, okay.
All revolts must end and then either a major victory.
I was reading
or
this last week, and that was the thing that
annihilation.
was confusing me.
It is different than the English Civil War was, which mine was I just needed to win 2 major victories and then have a certain amount of my territories, nothing with revolts.
The event ends
Whereas
in rebel victory.
The French one is I have to break down every fort and destroy every rebel.
The event ends in rebel victory if revolt markers exist at this point in half of all Russian national provinces. In that case, the Russian monarch is killed and the next monarch suffers automatically from a dynastic crisis, a loss of 3 stability, and a bankruptcy during the event phase of the following turn.
Oh, good.
You know
have
one of those, clearly.
You have a doom counter of
They're praying to
4.
Interphase. At the end of this
Wait.
phase, if the event is still in effect, the revolt renews itself by rolling 6 new revolts as above in event phase 1.
Yeah, there it is.
England
Oh,
receives
every
5
turn.
victory points. At the end of every turn, the event still survives, and a bonus of 20 victory points if the rebels win.
So,
That is the time of trouble.
yeah.
So this
you
snowball's
have-
really out of control real fast.
Yes.
If you don't put it down
Yeah,
this
sure
turn, it can be
does.
very dangerous.
It
Yeah.
is all or nothing.
This is Russia wants this to be a long term, so Russia can play whack-a-mole
And-
for a while.
For what it's worth, what they meant is that there is a maximum of 4, like a
yes.
doom counter for your
Yeah,
provinces being.
Oh,
If 4 of your
If there are
national
four of
provinces
my pro-
are,
okay.
are occupied, then you lose.
It is currently 1 of 4 because they're all counts, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
And
1 of 4.
from
That's
that-
not that hard.
From that,
Yeah.
you're very strong incentive to, maybe try and get Sweden over here. Just out of sheer action economy.
Is
So,
it a
we have
multi-campaign
seen-
to attempt to put down multiple revolts?
To move into the provinces, yes.
Putting down revolts is in the step of turn actions. You get to
It-
attack 1 revolt token a turn in provinces.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
with sieges.
Putting down a revolt is actually only a passive, but moving
Yep.
into a place controlled by a revolt, if you're doing 2 at once, then that would require a multi.
Yeah, a revolting
It's a lot
province
like
is
sieging.
hostile territory.
Yeah. So, like, on the other hand, that does mean that if you, like, okay, you move Dave the Big in to deal with the one with the plus and the general here, but then you had, like, someone else on the next round move in to deal with the one in Smolensk over here,
Mhm.
you could put down both of them with just that simple that you paid for with moving into Smolensk.
Also, what we're in the process of maddening about here, they don't control any forts, so you don't have to worry about like placing sieges or zones of control. So you could
Mhm.
1, 2, 5 walk directly in there with the armies
Well, I
on
go
round
first.
1. Yeah,
And I do
supposing
move
that
first.
that army doesn't juke out into somewhere else,
Yeah.
try to pull some shenanigans on you.
Where would I go?
It's a good question.
But yeah, if you don't put this down, then the revolts explode, and that's going to be concerning. The revolts explode like even worse than normal because you get that extra 6.
Yeah, that feels like
It's
a
very
lot.
dangerous. It's a lot. Consider that it is still less dangerous than what France has been going through for the entire last period.
Yep.
Because it's 6, but they can miss.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Any
mean,
of
how
those that
many
land
missed
somewhere
targets do they
fully
have?
infested.
They have
Would
at
bounce
least
off.
4, I think, on the
They have a
on the
bunch.
table. Yeah.
4 out of 10.
If they
13,
hit
actually.
Crimea, Astrakhan, and a couple of other places, then those don't do anything.
And it's just a D10, right?
But
But
it's
you add your
Plus or minus your stability.
stability, so you can actually have less than 0 and more than 10. So there's actually a bunch of different targets.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. If it hits, you own the steep one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just got that one. Okay. The main one is if it hits Crimea, Astrakhan. I think you have Orel. Orel, Orel.
Yeah, he does. That's one of the ones
Okay.
that hit.
Okay, actually, because you've been so busy with taking things up, there's actually only about 3, I think, on here that miss. Voronezh is still Poland, right? Voronezh?
Nope, that's
Nope.
that's,
That's
Russia.
Russia.
Okay, so
Yeah, that
never
got
mind.
The only one is Donetsk is still Poland.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not on here. Okay.
Bohemia's base force and only force is a single land detachment.
I can't wait for them to die horribly.
The Palatinate has an army minus.
Which is weaker than the. In this first turn, if the 30 Years' War gets shut down, it is very possible.
Where's the fun in that?
I'm not going to let it happen. I'm actually not going to allow that to happen. These idiots will stay at home if they are like in danger of winning. I will force this to go on for the full 6 turns if I can help it.
Good.
Now I can't exactly fully help it because if Turkey destroys me, then Turkey destroys me.
Yeah, on that subject,
Yep.
awaken.
All right, I guess I will do my own activations here.
What about your Africa group, Balloon? Do they activate?
We can find out.
There's no bonus or penalty for different religion anymore.
Correct.
Roll level, common border. And the religion penalty is out. It is just, in general, easier to activate now.
The Ottoman Swarm is even more likely to wake up joy.
Alright, so your activations get to happen before mine initiative-wise. And this matters for, if you're activating Portugal, that means that North Africa group has a common border with them.
Yeah, I'm not activating Portugal, at least not yet. It's too expensive. So I will be. I'm just gonna go for the standard of I'm activating Genoa and and how about Tuscany? Yeah, Tuscany. How you doing it this time instead?
Tuscan.
Okay, so here we go. Local bonus of the country. Common border. There's not actually a common border, but they are definitely within 5 movement, I think. 6 movement, I think. 1, 2, 3, and then. Well, actually, no, because they can target you with that, and since they're right there on boats, then they can be considered you. Yeah. Okay.
At 2, 4, and you're there.
Yeah. So, and that's true of Tuscany.
Hell, just 5 because of this right here.
Also true. Yeah. So both of those, no penalty for that. So it's just the political bonus and diplomatic bonuses, which, if I remember, for Genoa is going to be +3, and for Tuscany, I believe, is also +3. But let me go check real quick.
Gotta get out my cards.
Looks correct to me, Doc.
Yeah, because Tuscany actually has the diplomatic bonus with France rather than with Spain.
Hey, what? Never mind. I found it.
Yeah, a Catholic France would be trying to pull Italy out from under you.
Mm. And then
That does
there's
not
nothing
exist
from
this time,
so-
though. We're Protestant over here.
Just +3s on both. So that's actually Genoa activates. Because
Alright.
it's Adermeyer. Yeah, Genoa activates.
Alright,
Okay,
so Africa
so
just has the +3 on.
one
Africa
nice-
is in, and I invite hell upon myself.
One nice thing about that I just noticed about the troubles in Russia, unlike a lot of the other Civil War events, I don't get a flat minus to suppress these revolts.
Yes, you get to suppress them at usual power. They're just very wide.
Tuscany did not activate, however. You had to be able to activate both your groups. Gross. At least Genoa comes with the fleet. That's nice. But yeah, right now, funnily enough, I actually can't afford to activate Portugal. I will be able to activate Portugal next turn. So
We're continuing to go through the business here. There is now much shuffling of paper to do.
right,
There is a whole lot of setup that needs to be done, and then even more next turn, which may happen in 2 weeks.
I don't believe we're going to be doing much military this.
Oh
today.
god!
I think we're gonna get to
probably not even
military.
gonna get through. We might either not get to it or get through a round.
Well, we'll see. I think we should get to it at the least.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, English is like, guess I'll go take a nap at home.
Holland was just like ready and had its boots on and was already doing squats and just waiting to get out the door and start sprinting. And then the Ottomans walked by. It's like, oh yeah, no, I took care of that for you. Don't worry about it.
You receive the hot off the presses news about the incident on the plateau, but it's in Turkish, raising only further questions.
Hey, guys, we got this missive from the Palatinate. When was the last time they used Arabic calligraphy? It's really pretty, but I can't understand a word of it.
Congratulations to the newly independent Emirate of Bohemia. Peace upon them.
Just as you were saying Phil had nothing left for you to do in this game, the dice decide to rain blessings upon you.
You don't tell dice what to do.
Oh, fuck right. I forgot. My cost for 2 full veteran armies is actually just free now. My minimum army size is 2 full. And 1 detachment. Just as a
Oh,
bonus.
Weird.
Yeah, the
I just
parts of
got-
Middle East group that live on the Euro map no longer exist, and Aden and Oman are too far from any Spanish holdings.
Okay.
I just realized something about my
Japan.
armies for this period. I went down a cavalry last period, which makes sense because you mostly lose cavalry as time goes on. But then I went back up 1 point of cavalry for this period.
You found
Yep.
the horse. It got
I went-
lost, but
Yeah.
you put in a
I
lot of
went
effort.
6,
and there it
6,
is.
5, 6.
I went. France goes 11, 9, 10.
Wait,
7.
I'm sorry. You only have 6 cavalry in your army?
Yeah,
That's
my armies
weird.
are small.
That's
36-4
weird.
is my armies right now. I have 40
No,
point armies.
mine are.
That's weird.
I only have 7, but next turn my cavalry doubles.
You'll be scroll the map over and look at Spain. Where in all of Iberia are you going to fit 200 horses side by side, let alone drive them into a ditch?
It
Just
is
can't do
indeed.
that.
Weird.
Spain, it's
What
hard to
the
remember.
fuck is a mountain? Yells Russia.
Yeah, like it is worth remembering that Spain
Russian
is
amb-
actually mostly mountain.
Russian ambassador arrives in Iberia, arrives in Sierra Nevada, looks at the majestic snowy peaks. What are those?
Fuck
fuck is that?
wildly claustrophobic, even though they're 100 miles away.
Loon, I have a question.
Is that a
We've been-
danger? Should we be
we've been-
armed?
We've been using the ruling that in basic forces, 4 detachments equals an army plus.
In terms of upkeep, yes.
For upkeep.
Okay. I was just slightly confused because I noticed in the latter phases, my basic forces is 2 army pluses and 4 detachments, and my brain just went, wouldn't that just be 3 army pluses?
Well, because you
It
can use
could
them
be,
to go
yes.
wide, or you could use them to maintain boats.
Yes. Because those are flex
Oh.
army detachments.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
flex detachments, excuse me.
I never thought of that, but yeah, I could have 2. I could have a fleet minus and a fleet plus then.
Why
as
is it
well.
not Third Army?
Yeah, why not more men? Just throw more men at the problem.
All right, so Morocco's
More-
there, Algeria
cheap
is
men.
there.
Easy to replace.
21 pip total in the final period. Oh, God. That's disgusting.
What?
Astrakhan.
Oh my god, I'm
Right.
obligated to build a fleet minus.
This generic would have demobilized.
One
Need to
of
flip
us.
to see which
one
of those
us.
cons I should have. Number 2. For 414.
people heard the
slightly worse
joy
con.
in Loon's voice as he realized he was involved in all this stuff, and now I can hear him just slowly realizing how much management he's going to be doing every turn.
Yeah.
It's just, oh,
It gets worse. It gets worse every turn of
England
the.
was like, oh, I will nobly give
And
Holland
then Sweden
the
occurs.
responsibility of doing the Palatinate and all of the Protestant
I
stuff.
made diagrams about how this war should look.
well.
And the
that's
dice
if
saw the
Sweden isn't
diagrams.
that's if Denmark and Sweden aren't controlled by somebody else.
You got this
Yeah,
literally
Yeah, the
only became
Denmark jumping in and Sweden jumping in are the times that it cannot be a player who's already in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in
Those are
those cases, it will
specifically for
probably
wild
be-
cards to jump in.
Me.
Yeah, it will be you for one of the two, but because when Sweden comes in afterwards, you're already in it. Therefore, it would have to be someone else after you.
Which would probably be France.
France, or I think probably France, but I think also Netherlands is after that.
I get to decide which league powers receive reinforcements each turn.
Yeah, you do.
Sweden's first person to choose is France.
Okay, yeah.
Denmark's first person to choose is me, but I already own them anyway.
Makes sense, because I'm under normal circumstances more likely than
none
not
of the-
immediately involved.
None of the NPC generals for the war are here yet. The war showed up early.
Yeah.
Tilly is still in
Oh
high
my
school, frantically rushing to finish his exams and get to the war.
Habsburg does have one.
They're all in the military academy looking out the window like, wait, what the fuck?
Someday all of this will be yours.
It's not this event specific, but Pappenheim does have a leader.
Habsburg
has a
Pappenheim
leader in
exists.
Pappenheim.
Habsburg has a named general.
Yeah.
Christian IV for Denmark is here. He's bad. He's a 1-2-2-1.
Yeah, he was.
Hey, he's got a
historically-
siege value though. Those are
He does
useful.
have a siege value.
Even
He's
if they're bad.
historically not that great.
Like I'm just gonna point at how much work that the Grand Vizier did for Loon.
Hungary will have a general next turn, which Transylvania will get that. Transylvania gets all of Hungary's stuff.
And
Gabor will
on
be
the second
there.
turn of Sweden being here, Gustav Adolphus will show up.
Gustav.
That's when the scary shit starts. Well, actually, no, I'm on the Protestant side. That's when the fun starts.
Yeah, Bradway, have fun with that one.
When it's time
Yep.
for Gustav. When it's time for Wallenstein. Wallenstein confirmed. The 30 Years' War.
As noted in chat, that fucking cut made me jump so much my cat leapt out of my lap like she was being tased.
Oh god, you startled everyone with that.
I don't even think I
No one
blinked. It was
expected
just- I was-
Wallenstein to get in, but there he is. They brought
No.
everyone.
I think I just immediately
Everyone
grinned.
is here.
The image for
Didn't
that
jump.
is a painting of Wallenstein as Mars driving his chariot through the heavens. That is apparently on the roof of the Czech Senate. The ceiling of the Czech Senate.
All right, yeah, okay. Way to show it on your sleeves, guys.
So, what are the numbers of Wallenstein?
He's a 4/4/4.
Yeah,
I
he's a
see.
4/4/4.
Okay, he's good, but he's not.
quite
He's
good.
no Gustav.
He's no Gustav. He kills Gustav canonically in the original timeline, but is still
And
losing the
also
war in the
dies
process. So yeah, that whole thing about Gustav that Wallenstein can try to defect and get murdered, that's what actually happened to him. He tried to open peace talks because he had fought most of 30 years of war and was done with it. And the Habsburgs assassinated him.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was absolutely sick of it, and the Habsburg aristocracy is like, oh no, you don't, and actually put a bounty on his head to peasants that was claimed.
Ooh, Wallenstein's actually a 4/4/4/1.
He was someone
Even
good
better.
enough at fighting that he was taken off of the front because he was becoming too dangerous, and then put back on the front when they needed someone exactly that dangerous.
When there were too many dead bodies to not
The
have
old
somebody
Yang
fill in that
Wenli.
gap.
Oh, you got
Loon,
too much
I'm gonna
clout from
put
all your
on
victories.
the-
Please give us more victories. We're sorry, we're not sorry, but could you just lead the army while also being under house arrest? That'd be great.
Loon, I'm giving you the false leader who's supposed to be here right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so base of an army minus counter supply of 2 detachments and an army. And their composition is, yeah, kind of the German standard for this point of 25-15-2.
No, most of them are only 25-5-1. 15's for faults and
Oh, yeah.
Saxon.
They have extra horses. They're quite good at horse.
Mm-hmm. He is a 2-3-4. Not bad, buddy.
Yeah, he's not as good as Pappenheim, but only from the maneuverability. Otherwise, they actually fight equal.
Mm-hmm. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, in 12-7-1 for their initial loadout. They're veterans, they're corps regulars.
And by it'll be fun, I mean you two have fun.
So in the wind-up to this session, I was planning to get myself involved by diploming, one of the other randos, to just be like, yes, the Ottomans are here as an associate of Thuringia. Of course, why wouldn't I be?
But now it has gone well and beyond that.
This is to go further beyond. We call this
The
real
fate
politics
decided
too.
that no, this is the dumbest timeline, and it will remain the dumbest timeline. We will put this in our own hands.
The probability of all of that happening is just so infinitesimal. I love it.
Normally,
I'm
you step into
actually
the great
tempted to
game, you got a
do-
50-50 chance of being at war.
I'm actually tempted to do a regression on how likely it was that the economy did that and then rolled those exact circumstances on this turn into this. I'm going to wager that it is somewhere between 8 and 9 digits of 0.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to color those armies yours.
Yeah, I'm tinting them now. And also that reminded me I should go back and remind myself in the text here. Yeah, I think because we've jumped in, we would automatically escalate the status of everyone involved. The fact that we as great powers are in this war with our controlled folk means they go to entry. Both as general rule and I think as mentioned in the text here. Somewhere.
Is it entry or alliance military?
Entry. We have entered the war.
All right.
That is the general idea. If you have influence over someone because you're their controller, and then you actually defend them in battle, they're on board.
All right.
Right, it's not mentioned exceptionally during the first turn stuff, but it is a general thing. The Palatinate, ally of the Ottoman Empire. Howdy.
We only got a 50-50 chance of winning. But the Ottomans are a freak of nations. They're not normal. So with the Ottomans, you only got a 33 and a third chance of winning.
At best. Beat me. Okay, so I have my numbers for Palatinate and my numbers for Bohemia. And right, so total size of that army. For determining side status, 42 strength at most.
I'm gonna be real, I am imagining Scott Steiner right now where with his weird, chainmail coif with a fez on top.
Fuck!
Thanks for that.
It's like some horrible fusion dance between Scott Steiner and the Iron Sheik.
Oh
Sule
boy.
Steiner, the Magnificent.
I would break his back and make him humble.
Yeah, I've
This is when
got
I'd look up the other events in the first row or first column of period 4 and just go, what else can we get?
Algeria is ready, Morocco is ready, Crimea and Astrakhan are ready, Transylvania is ready.
Oh good, I have a really
Astrakhan's
good chance of
ready.
making the London Stock Exchange. Great.
Palatinate and Bohemia are
Stonks!
ready. I'm gonna
And
have to
also
rethink
having-
all of my purchases. My purchasing plan was based on, just refilling chip damage, and maybe if nothing interesting
Yeah,
happened this turn, I was gonna swing into Persia real quick, because they're right there. plan.
Never
You can still go
mind.
do that.
Thing
Go for it.
occurred.
My administration plans completely went out the fucking window now that the 30 Years' War is going to be starting next turn, so...
Mine are actually the same.
Mine are also the same. I was planning on this, it's just I wasn't planning on fighting the Ottomans over it.
I was planning on going way harder into colonization now that the cap is off, but...
You should.
The fact is, I need money for the war part of the war.
I mean,
Nah,
that's if
you'll
you
be
join
fine.
it.
What?
You don't have to join it.
Are you kidding me?
You don't have to join it. You can just be a bud. You can just
A
hang
team of
out.
wild horses couldn't stop the swamp from getting in on this.
You can always
Meanwhile,
dabble in a
England's just
little
looking at their watch
neutrality.
going, eh.
is
Sips
it-
coffee slowly.
It looks at his watch. Oh, it's that time again in Germany.
It's England is like looking past Germany and saying, "Oh, hello, Russian rebels. How are you doing today?"
Why am I involved in this? Don't worry about it.
Stay away from Europe for the next 30 years? Yeah, that's what cowards say. That's what cowards say who don't want victory points.
I'm
Do you
gonna go
realize
write
how
these.
low on the table I am?
The game's afoot.
I'm going to go write some navigation acts that everyone will enjoy, and no one will want to go to war with me over.
Also, yeah, I do need some more
Parliament will
practice
discuss
before that starts.
votes.
Oh, Phil is genuinely still. I wonder how he would feel about the Third Heroes War firing within the Ottomans controlling the bloc by pure
He
accident.
better be proud of his son.
Yeah, no, he'd better find that hilarious or he's wrong.
We finally found the game supporting it going completely buck wild, and we got there.
Anyone could
Yeah.
control Palatinate at right this moment.
Europa, the video
Chinese,
games.
Chinese Somalia, Chinese Somalia.
Somalia
Yes.
has always been China.
Somalia, ancient colony of Tang. Looking for my
Are we
purchase
ready?
limits. There they are.
Are we
Can anyone be
ready?
ready for what's happening right now?
I know.
No,
I know
they
it's
can't.
just move on.
Are
to
we-
Income, but
Do we at least want to attempt player diplomacy right now?
Yes.
I will be right back.
Yeah, I'm close to reaching that point. Like, I'm now, like, pre-planning my unit purchases, so...
That is after this phase. We need to do some talking.
There is much to discuss. Yes.
So are we in the actual talking phase?
Sure, yeah, if the event itself is resolved, everything is on the board, there's no reason we aren't in talking phase. Talking phase.
Loon Duck, what are you thinking right now?
hey, England,
Yo.
how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
I'm just saying, I am straight up willing to forgive all past offenses.
Go on.
I know that you can't join in on the league side. Actually, I'm not going to ask you to do that.
Incredibly not going to happen.
Mexico
Yeah,
will
but-
be defenseless. Go for the throat!
Get him!
Ah. But I'm actually just going to straight up say, at least on my side for a while, while you are not forced to enter it, which would basically be this turn, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't really have anything to offer you, but I'm like, for this turn, at least in this turn only, I'm fine with the non-aggression pact, right?
I was going to say, like, are we just cool? I
we're
don't...
cool for this turn, absolutely.
Absolutely. I don't want to fight you.
Crum, you want Gibraltar.
I don't want to fight him right now.
You want Gibraltar.
I continue to not want to fight him.
Press Gibraltar.
Crum.
You buy!
Crumb,
Yes?
for your support to the league,
Oh,
would
no.
you like Gibraltar?
No, don't offer this.
Do you want to join on the Catholic League with Gibraltar?
I will stick a knife in your neck.
Crum,
Such a great idea for
he's
chaos.
already controller of a bunch of northern powers. He would have to sacrifice all of them to back even a single league minor.
It's
Yes.
true. Yeah, you would lose out on a lot, but
Every
I
player
actually
who
just do
enters
it.
needs to pick a side.
I will never retry to reconquer Gibraltar. It's yours for the entire rest of the game.
That is a powerful
He's willing to give it up because he's powerless to defend it. Go for the throat.
I know. I
Get his
am not-
eyes.
I'll tell you this right now, Duck. I'm probably not going to officially get involved myself, but I'll be moving my miners around.
That's fine. If you decide against this, that's okay. If you don't take it now, you're never getting Gibraltar.
Oh, but
Oh,
that's
really?
a challenge.
That's a little bit of a challenge in the future, yes. But that is a just a normal challenge and not
If you
like
stay
a-
on our side, I'll help you get Gibraltar. How's that? Crum?
Yeah. No, I will not be joining on the
the league
Catholic
side.
side of it. Sorry,
Okay,
Doug.
You know,
fair enough.
At
But
rest, you
I
don't
gave
have your
a pretty good-
CVs
Swamp,
yet.
remember this. The swamp has
The
all
league
that.
and the
Yeah.
the league exists because Bavaria is first member of the league, and oh, wouldn't you know it, some very handsome and kind gentleman cleared out a big space next to the diplomacy box for some reason. Who could have done such a great act of benevolence and organization? All right, let's just draw
All
a
hail
nice
glorious
big
leader.
blue box here.
Big yellow box.
Yellow box.
So this is the blue box is going to be the Alliance, and the yellow is the League.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, just make copies of diplomacy tokens and throw them in here.
Habsburg and Bavaria are the only 2 members of the League right now, and the only 2 members of the Alliance
Well,
are
Palatinate is the one member and has control
which
of
is
Bohemia.
Bohemian Palatinate, but,
Yes.
but it is just the one token right now.
Bohemia never gets a diplomacy token.
Good reason for that.
So then that means that
Yeah, just throw falls in here.
the majority of northern Germany is going to become part of the Alliance at some point.
Yep.
Likely, actually, okay.
The entire League of
majority-
Schmalkalden will join the Alliance.
Yeah. Technically speaking, I think there's chunks of it that might be a Protestant that could theoretically also still join the League, though.
So we're on the initial rules are to either join your religious faction or remain neutral. And then after that, starting turn 3, you can be activated on either side through normal procedures. So if you or anyone you convince to work with you starts diploming at the north, once the war is already lit up and on fire,
Yes.
you could
Then the
try to
truce undertone
snipe
can begin.
northern powers and bring them in on your side. Or also, if you defeat a prince and knock them out, you can then diplome them and reactivate them further down the line on your side.
Yes.
The mandatory treachery.
I have had not 1, not 2, but 3 different people private message me saying, "Go for it, do it,
Do
join
it."
the Catholics."
No, do the other it.
No, but
Yeah,
don't
do
do
the
that. Join the Catholics.
Remember, the swamp is pledging to help you go grab
Oh,
Gibraltar.
I'm
if
not
you-
joining the Catholics.
Fine.
I will take you up on that offer, though. That sounds great.
We will see how our diplomatic status.
I will drown the armada in a sea of teak and cypress. Go, you heart of oak. Pillage.
The swamp
plunder.
will grow legs and rises one towards Isengard.
Any other stuff people
Our
want to talk
horse will
about?
blot out the sun.
France would like to get the Civil War over and done with this turn.
Yes, I'm here to help, man. I think also same thing with Darren.
Cash cash is
Oh.
optional, but I'm in a pretty good cash state right now.
I have already talked with you about that.
It's fucked up because I was actually thinking of donating money for once to France.
Prior
but
discussion about changing the
Can't.
target of even prior discussion rescinded. Initial prior discussion holds.
What, huh?
France will be receiving military aid from their long-standing humanitarian friend and life partner over in Ottomania. For reasons. Think about it.
Okay.
Think about it.
I love
Pyrenees are
every
completely
second of
vacant.
this.
Go for it. Get them. There are no Spanish soldiers mobilized anywhere in Spain proper. Just do it. Get in there.
But my friend, he's Francia.
wait,
What about my friend? He's Francia.
Lorraine will understand.
What do you mean? What about East Francia?
Look, just because Lorraine will
Lorraine.
probably join the League doesn't mean you have to join Lorraine in joining the League. You could be piloting a League minor power and still destroy the Spaniard in his home.
France, don't
Or-
make me have to do. Don't make.
hey, look at it this way: if you declare war, well, you can't declare war on this turn. Well, I was gonna say, if you declare war on Spain on this turn,
You can't. They can't. It's not possible to declare war
No,
on me
that's
right now.
we
Yep.
can't.
I'm not allowed to declare any wars right now. So
Anywho,
Even if-
let's move on so
Much
we're not here till
discussion.
midnight.
I'm just throwing this out here, though, in the long scheme of things. Dost thou desire the power of the German Empire?
Oh boy.
Hyper Germany might be real.
Pick myself up off the floor, out of the fetal position.
All right, stuff with.
Okay.
each other.
Formal declarations
Formal-
of treaties
formal
in
treaties.
initiative order.
England shoves
England.
250 ducats into France.
France accepts.
I am not studiously not doing a damn thing. Moving on.
Russia.
Russia holds out its palms, asking for alms.
Oh shit! Right, sorry. I meant to actually give you
We'll
50 as
talk.
well.
Stay safe.
No.
What are you
50,
doing giving
50
aid to your like your like the enemies of your rebels?
Oh no, it's gonna pay off here in a couple seconds. Don't worry.
Albion.
Perfidious Albion.
So I also give 50 to Russia.
Thank you.
Spain.
Do
Do you have any treaties?
The informal non-aggression pact with England does still occur, I believe.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with
gonna
England
fight
this
you.
turn. Yeah.
Any other business?
No, not really.
The Ottomans will offer 100 cash ducats of aid to France.
France accepts.
France.
France offers 50 ducats of aid to Russia.
Magnanimous.
That's just empathy going on. I feel that. I feel that, Russia.
France looks up from a pile of blood and bones mode.
Oh no,
Pile
I
of
was
blood
once
and
like
bones.
you. I am still like you.
Please help.
I've been like you for. Hold on a second. I believe that
Ah,
Is that what we
brother.
look like right now?
Damn.
I want to say the time the Wars of Religion in France started on turn 18.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which means that you have been in the Civil War for 40 years.
That is correct.
Sounds about right to me.
Declarations of war in initiative order, England.
Hello, England declares war on Carnatic.
Where?
India.
Oh, right.
The east coast of India. Good luck.
All right. So that's the rest of the World War declaration.
Yep.
Colonial War.
Colonial War.
Doesn't cost any stability to do that. It's great.
Yep.
Because war crime.
The Netherlands.
I'm not making any declarations of war yet. I've got my plate full next turn.
Russia cannot declare wars. They already have one. They're full, thanks.
We're good.
Spain.
Spain declares formal acceptance of we're joining up with Bohemia, and also Spain declares war on the Inca.
Spain has just declared joining up with Bohemia. Spain has sided with the alliance.
No, hold on.
Why?
Did I say Bohemia?
Oh, no.
Spain has recognized
I meant-
Bohemia.
No.
The
House
Emirate of
freaking
Bohemia
Bavaria.
stands free.
I meant
Bang, bang, bang. The gavel falls down.
I don't mean Bohemia. I mean House of Bavaria.
Formal recognition of the rights of the Protestant nations of Germany.
No, I rescind that recognition immediately. First time I've ever done that.
So
I'll
Spain
recognize
and
Dracula
England.
over Bohemia. Also, I declare war on the Inca.
Yeah. Spain and England do a fist bump and say, "Let's go do some war crimes," and then go off to
Exactly.
the rest of the world.
Yeah.
The
I'm doing
Netherlands
something
has a lot of
nasty, by the way,
paperwork.
because I'm doing that without any soldiers down here to begin with. I'm going to try and do it with some raw numbers of Explorer the Inca.
Good luck.
And France can't declare war.
The Ottomans have no additional wars to declare. Vienna.
Influence of minors.
Influence of minors.
Vienna.
I formally recognized Dracula like 2 or 3 sessions ago. Okay.
Yeah, no,
did.
that one got clipped.
Hey, newbie.
What?
Ready to...
Remember those
Good one.
diplomatic actions you owe me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could I have just one of them, please, this turn?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I am pre-typed and ready to go.
I'm ready.
As an aside for everybody in chat and the call, if Crumb had not given me that money at all, he could not use my diplomatic actions because I could not afford them.
Yes, which is why I gave him the money.
Yeah,
And
that
you
is
got
why.
you got the 50 I gave you, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I gave you 50 ducats.
Oh, dope. Thank you. I zoned out and must have missed that.
Entered.
All right.
Stared off into the distance, thinking about trauma.
Thinking about troubling times.
Go time?
50 empathy ducats.
It sounds like we're ready to diplom.
Yep,
Mhm.
I'm ready to plumb.
Immediately begin apologizing to Venice.
Oh, I'm not apologizing to Venice. This is a
Immediately
listen,
begin extorting Venice.
extorting Venice. Correct. Yes. Still get that soul defender bonus, so it's no worries. Listen, they recognize that they fucked up by trying to peace with you, and then I peaced with you after, and that's okay.
I think that rams me into full with Denmark. Nope, just gets me up to CE. That's a bummer.
Tunisia, did you have
Nothing on Poland.
a political bonus? You did.
Wait, hold on. I didn't add the +2 for it being a medium thing.
Oh
That's
my,
supposed to be a
Bavaria.
6.
Aachen goes up to
That is
CE.
up to EG. +2, +1, +1. Swiss.
Tunisia. Vassal once more, but nothing further.
Venice does not give a shit. Venice is still mad at me. Understandable, however, I will destroy you.
Newbie, thank you very much for that diplomatic action boost. I really appreciate it.
Did it help at all? I'm not paying attention.
It did.
Okay, cool.
That really low roll for the Swiss numbers there is very helpful too. 1 and 6 at 7. It's 4 less than the average.
Barely got me there, but I got there.
So are they vassal now?
No, Swiss. The Swiss can't get to vassal, but they have a really high alliance military set and an even higher CE.
Right. Yes.
So
makes
I get them
sense.
to alliance military at least.
Mhm. I got Bavaria up to AC, so.
All right.
But I didn't get Venice anywhere, so there's that.
The Swiss aren't going to get involved in this war, but it's more of a other people don't get them.
Yeah, technically speaking, you are forced. Switzerland literally can't get involved, right? Like that's
Yeah,
part of it.
unless I declare war myself, in which case, maybe.
No progress on Aiden. Tragic. That's the influence is resolved.
Now I move on to income.
The prices of exotic goods may fluctuate, but also to note,
God.
not to have it caught up in all the, not to have it lost in all the occurrences Tobacco and sugar now exist,
Yep. They are exploitable resources.
of which there
They are.
is currently none, unless
Yeah, nope. That'd be me.
None.
anyone who is in the position to produce.
That's me. 6 tobacco are on the board
From
Well,
Cuba, right?
from the Americas.
Which means
America's own itself, which means you do need to import.
Slaves, which I have
Yes.
down in the Gold Coast.
Welcome
That
to the
means 2 slave are being produced.
4
triangle
slaves.
trade has begun.
They're colony pluses. I need 2 slaves for each colony plus.
And 6 tobacco, you said?
Yes, sir. If I'm selling this, if I'm using this slavery for myself, am I still generating money from that?
You're not paying for them because you're doing it internally.
So I don't. So I get the money for the. Oh boy,
You get the money for the tobacco.
not for the. Okay,
But not the slave production.
You are
That is
paying
fine.
yourself for these.
good. Then I have filled out the numbers correctly. By the way, for the chat, I don't feel good doing this, but this is playing people in that time period, so I'm going to do that. I don't have to like it, but I'm going to do it.
This is how the
Prices.
triangle trade works. As a note,
PDO
there
steady.
is a rule
Spice steady. Slaves is
that-
capped.
tobacco and sugar produced in Indonesia and Asian areas are not requiring slaves. However, that is most likely because you are just press ganging local populations. Rather
Yep.
It is exactly
than
that.
importing. Yes.
Yep.
Fur is at cap. Cameras. Tobacco is. We decided that all of these capped themselves out.
Yes, they
if their
would have
prices
capped
were
a
allowed to
long
move.
time ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
So things that are at risk of
Also-
falling are our usual
also-
core 3.
Also, it kind of makes sense that the new trade would start max because, oh, it's the new thing. Everybody's buying it.
Everybody wants some of the hot new stuff, especially when it's wildly addictive.
Ah, shit. How rude.
PDO does not
Rude.
decline. Spice declines.
One
Fuck.
of the one of my manufacturers is actually in Terrell, which means I can't grab it grab the money
Spice
off
goes to
now.
6. Shit.
Spice goes to 6 and PDO. Well, no, PDO held. Fur.
Fish should actually
Fur drops to
be
6.
updated because
Dang.
with how much
Oh yeah,
Crumb
how
is
much
producing.
fish? Is that fish
4.
number up to date? Well, that is the same. That's the same
Yes.
pricing outcome. So nothing changes there.
is Bayou Bay not producing any fish?
Nope.
All right.
Wait, no, it can't. So it'd be 5. I forgot. I own that. Hooray!
Which is the same pricing result.
I forgot I had it.
So 6 on spice, 9 on wares.
So Spice
God.
is 6. Okay.
Damn it.
Wait, hold on. Where's the fur one? Is it right? This one right here at 8?
Yes.
Okay, because it's not at 8. It's at 18. Because I'm starting to reproduce them again. So it goes down 2 steps.
I mean, that fur is at low 6.
Yes.
Because fur went down, I once again am missing out on a period of very increased profitability. I just can't get 2 turns in a row.
So embargo values between we who have formed the first bricks
God.
in the Hell War.
I didn't even think of that.
Time for nonsense.
Spice at 6. Ugh. Loon, roll better.
We have
$979. It's actually pretty good.
Right, a new period starts. My loan penalties go away.
Yes. Your credit
There we
rating
go.
has improved.
I'll take that one. 979.
I can't do exceptional taxes for rebels, right?
You can.
I think we've been allowing it.
They have
This
to
is
own the
a
fort.
civil war, not a rebellion,
Oh.
although they don't control any fortresses.
Yeah, they
Actually,
have-
they
they
don't
have to
control
own
fortress
an-
right now. Yeah.
And it has to be a national fortress. National.
But you can still do it. It's just
It won't be free.
You still lose the stability.
You are at war. You can spend.
Wow, whole 10 ducats at 10% for 5 turns.
No.
All right,
Don't do
towards
it. No.
Spain.
No.
There is your embargo value for the Ottoman Bohemian bloc.
Okay, I guess I have to come up with my own. Right. All right.
Yes.
Right, I need to go like do my head count of ships again because of the certain shenanigans in France.
Move these over into Swiss for a second.
No one has taken the chance to try to kick down Switzerland.
I mean, why?
You can get the perpetual peace.
There's points up there.
It's points, and then you get control of the Swiss Guard.
Vassals not involved in the war don't contribute to the embargo, correct?
They're part of your land income. Your vassals.
Never mind, I do then.
Suppose the definitive place to go to check on that would be...
Oh,
in the
I
refusal
forgot
of
to
trade
give something
itself.
to France when I was doing the diplomacy thing. France, you get a card.
Thank you.
I'm putting it in your territory so you can see it. It's press.
Ooh,
Oh, wow, nice.
thank you.
It's a 7+ to get a 3+ on that roll, so good luck. But
Thank you. It definitely comes in handy. Would you like my card? It's of no use to me.
what is it?
What markets are closed?
Competition.
Reduces foreign trade income.
On a 6+
Oh.
auto succeed in a compute action.
Immediately looks over at Netherlands. No, that's not a good idea.
Euro trade value minus box 12 minus land income of countries and miners who have trade refusal against you. So yeah, vassals
Okay.
are part of your land income, so they get roped into that.
I have included the vassal income. Here you go. 228. That does put me down another bracket on. Looks like 2 brackets on. Okay.
Why is war so bad for business? Why did no one mention this?
You'd think it'd be okay.
I should probably do
All
my
right,
purchases.
stability 0 means I got that income penalty.
England briefly takes a look at how many castles they'd have to build just to make sure that the Irish Sea wasn't castellated and says, never mind.
Let's go ahead and generate a potential refinancing.
I'm also going to generate an international loan as well. I'm not taking that one. That one is no thanks.
That is the big raw money quantity, but just the worst interest rate, and it's due immediately. No thank you, business.
Yeah, that's a payday loan. That's what that is.
Well, that's a spend one stability to betray it immediately loan. That's exceptional taxes with extra steps.
Okay, let me look at my taxes.
That is a
You mean
50
your
ducat
loans?
loan at
That's what I meant.
Just roll a 3d10.
I know. I just want the table here so I can look it up immediately. I'm at 0 stability. I don't
You know
have
what?
any
Actually, we'll
money.
take that. Even though it's really low, it's also easy to pay back, and the time, because I get money after war phases, the timing of my loans matters a lot.
Question. I can make 2 separate loan rolls.
Yes.
Okay, so I can do a national and an international and decide if I want to take either.
Yes.
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 Okay.
Technically speaking, you can only have one international, at a time. You can actually have as many national ones as you want, but you do have to pay them all back, or decide to not pay any of them, pay them back, and
You pay
lose
them back
stability
in
over it.
money or in
Anyway,
anger.
Yeah. That's a really good loan.
That's a lot of money.
8%, 1 turn.
Yeah, you'd have to pay it back next turn, but that's a lot of money right now, and that's
Alright.
actually quite nice.
Yeah. I'm just noting it down. 100, 8%, 1 turn. And then let's do my international.
The international are always just 3 turns.
What if though?
You cut off the 9 on the international, they're always 3 turns later.
But that's still like the same number. That's
It's-
pretty good.
It's literally the same loan except
yeah,
like
it
the
is.
3 turns
Hey,
instead
why
of.
don't you pay back the national one right now with your international loan, and then all of a sudden you only have the one for 3 turns. It's easier.
Robbing Peter to pay Paul never
Wait.
fails.
Do I have to take both?
You know,
No.
Okay.
you might want to. Yeah, you could just take the second one. Yeah, that's fine.
That was
very
deliberately
confused.
nonsense.
I made a
elaborate,
stupid statement that was like, you can generate them and just choose not to take them as well.
I know,
honestly, there's no
but
reason.
I legitimately need a lot of money right now.
Yeah, you don't have to take both, but you could if you want to. It's a lot of money. I'd go for it. Those
No,
are both good.
I'm taking it.
Nice.
I just need to mark down I'm taking a -8 next turn. And I'm gonna right over here on the side, 100 for a loan. Okay, then plus 100 here. That goes in the loan box. Wait a minute.
That's campaigning money.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I did give myself the. I was like, I actually don't remember ever putting a 50 in this box last turn. Last turn when I did a loan.
Oh yeah. By the way, bad news for Spain. I no longer get Pope bucks.
Yep.
Oh.
I no longer get the free Pope dollars. It's unfortunate.
Crusades no longer exist.
Pope.
Mhm.
Pope buck.
Pope bucks.
Does that mean that the Pope is on the table for us to diplomatize?
I mean, yeah.
The
Honestly,
incentive for doing so is dramatically lessened.
the
Oh,
thing is
yeah.
that there's not really much reason to anymore. They're just a really annoying to keep vassal at this
Mhm.
point. They're not
So
very
You
valuable
have thus
anymore.
far activated Genoa?
Only Genoa. That's it.
Only Genoa is active in this war.
Yes.
Interesting.
I couldn't get Tuscany, and there's not really that many things otherwise to grab aside from Portugal, who I could not at that very second afford, because I would have to buy
Interesting.
their base forces right there. Their base forces are expensive. Like, they've got the army minus still over there, and that just kind of exists, but I would have to buy all their boats again.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of boats.
It's a lot of boats all in one go.
That's a lot of boat.
Interesting.
when they're deactivated, those exist still and just kind of get shunted off from the board, and they can deploy them whenever.
They
But
can
I
deploy
still-
them. They can just despise them. Just the
Yes,
worst.
I could deploy them at any time, but if they get destroyed, I have to rebuy them at some point. And until I do, I can't afford to redeploy them, basically.
We're kind of heading towards admin here, correct?
Yes, we're leaning into Evan.
Yes.
Wait a minute. I have a question.
Mhm.
Are the I'm blocked. When did the naval and terrestrial OX get onto the same box?
The naval tech hit Latin sail and got to jump forward, and that made them sync up.
Okay. At which point I also hit Latin sail. Okay. But the whole thing is I can't pass them,
Yeah,
or can
you
I be on?
can't, you can't pass them.
Hey, look, it's
But
my
can I be on the
mandatory
same box as
hundreds
them?
of ducats fleet minus I have to now create.
Let's look at the phrasing on that.
Wait, are you putting it over there? That's going to cost you double, bud.
I know.
You could have, instead of 2 fleet minuses, 2 detachments, which equal a fleet minus.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have a
True.
detachment there and a detachment back home and save yourself a lot of money.
True. That I just need to get to Japan.
I understand, but that's a lot of money. I would
Don't
really
slit
suggest
your
doing a
throat.
detachment and
Yeah.
another detachment.
Don't slit your throat to channel the spirit of the Bourbon Dynasty. Such things rarely go well.
Yeah, if I do that, that's only 120.
Where
Alright, so my base
is
force-
the thing about Russia being attached to Orthodox tech? Or Russia being trapped behind Orthodox tech?
That's somewhere in their
It's,
special rules, I think.
It's right next to Peter, isn't it? Because they get released when Peter is around. Or is it just that there is a...
There we go. Russian army reform. Until Peter the Great becomes monarch, Russian land technology may not advance beyond Orthodox technology markers.
Their land tech can't.
Your naval tech isn't capped.
Your naval tech could actually go wild. You could learn the best boats around if you wanted to.
Excuse me.
You could learn the best boats around if you wanted to.
Russia's secret land boat technique.
Okay,
So
but
Russian
I can't.
naval tech is up here and doesn't need to be limited. It's just that your land tech has to stay behind Orthodox
Wait,
land.
where'd I get moved up to?
Just one square. forward.
Box 12.
Okay, because I jumped.
Since you finished hopping over Latin, yeah.
Yes. Okay. But I can't move into the same square as land tech.
May not advance beyond. That would mean can be in the same space.
Okay.
Because that's not beyond, that's equal.
So now, if I were to roll for naval tech,
It
I would have
You could
like
just keep going and
1,
get
2,
full value.
3, 4,
And in fact, you would have
one,
a huge catch-up
2,
bonus.
3, 4,
Not
5,
yet
6,
because
7.
you're still linked to
Oh, right, yeah.
Orthodox for
You
now.
get that
You're just not
because
limited by them.
You get the huge catch-up bonus if you were considered Latin already, in which case you would get a huge, a lot. A plus. For a while, it would just go up for free every turn, basically. It'd be plus 20 for now.
Which is dumb.
Go
That's
for it.
guaranteed
Admin,
3 without any other effect, interactions.
purchasing.
Currently, my upkeep is free, it seems like. Yes, it is.
Purchasing, right. And we are allowed to buy infantry in
In colonies.
colonies, correct?
Yes.
At the
they
increased
cost,
cost penalty.
They
That's
cost
fine.
double in colonies for now, and you can only buy infantry. Once they reach 6, they cost 1.5, and you can buy cavalry and artillery over there as well.
I'm sorry, what was that? If there's 6, I can buy cav and artillery over here?
I believe so, yeah. They just count as like
colony level 6.
Yes, I have 2 colony level 6s over here.
Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't then.
Ooh, that's
It does
not going to
cost
do
again
much.
times 1.5. I know that's
Yeah.
not a huge problem for you, but
Well, and mostly I'm just going to be buying the infantry up to caps, which is 11.
yeah, I am going to be. This is the turn in which you buy things. This is particularly the turn in which you buy via ship, or like unit, because everything just got weird as far as every army goes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me look through my armies as list. Purchase. It's each like level of metal lets you build another cannon, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Generally speaking, one of my metal manufacturers is currently eaten by a rebellion in Tyrol, so I can't grab that one right now. But I do have the other two, so.
Nah, my guys over there will be fine. They don't need any extra ships or troops.
Thank goodness, he's my 4th cannon.
So, sorry, I was kind of half zoned out during that question. Is the metal manufacturer counter value per army or period?
It's per the period. It only matters if you're buying by individual, like, unit.
Oh, it's for purchasing per. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was like
Yeah.
per turn.
Purchase
or if it was-
limits are when you buy in detail.
Yeah.
For a hot second, I thought I was missing out on 2 extra cannons per army in the period, and I was gonna be really wildly like,
It's
oh
only
no.
The metal
purchasing them.
factories is
Yeah.
purchase limits.
It's
Right.
it's a
But I
very
was-
minor benefit because the much bigger benefit is the tech advance.
Yes, yes.
Ooh.
I'm going to roll for mercenary leaders in case people want to take care of that.
All mercs are active.
Are you already rolled for that?
No,
All mercs
You
are
don't have
active
to. All
per the
mercs are
event.
active. It's
Okay.
30 years more. They're all active.
Oh right, yeah, that's just
or
a default thing.
Turn 2, all mercs are active.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh,
Turn
right, yeah,
two,
they wake
all
up
mercs
on
are
turn
active.
2.
Okay, yeah, fair.
No mercs are active this turn.
That's just in preference. Like, this is just, you know, in wind up for turn 2, where
Everyone is staring
here.
at each other, waiting.
So are
Do-
you
do
gonna
we
get
go?
in on this?
Do we do it? Is this happening? Is this the incident?
Oh boy, we have to do reinforcements here now too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still working on my purchases. They're a little complicated.
Yeah, I
That's-
think we're not doing military if we're doing reinforcements.
No, we're definitely not doing military. We're going to get 2 military phase and then probably
Yeah.
call it.
I don't think I actually control anyone.
Nope.
I don't control anybody yet.
I need to go check that Times of Russia thing to see what kind of modifier I get to the military reinforcement for them.
It's probably going to be flat, honestly.
Yeah, I would say it because I don't control the provinces.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I'm
And-
just gonna say it's flat.
It's likely flat. It's almost certainly not with a penalty.
No,
It-
I would have said so.
and for Civil War stuff, there's like different rules because with the rebels, they never get a bonus from the territory they control either. It's just whether or not they get the +2 for Protestant support or double rolls for Catholic support.
All right, so 4 on offensive.
And I think now is where. Oh right.
Hey, newbie,
What's up?
what are your detachments?
They're probably 9-1. I think everyone has 9-1, don't they?
Well, Russia has a lot of horses, hence why I'm asking.
7-3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 8-2.
Mine are
Really?
9-1.
Oh, I've been doing the rebel detachments wrong this entire time. Oh well.
5-5.
So I got a question. If I've got 2 fleet actions, do those actions have to be in separate locations?
No, they can be the same one.
No.
Okay.
Look at this buddy over here
Double
gets
stack.
2 fleet actions ever.
Speaking of which, I'm just going to note that down, but change the counter now. I'm regenerating pirate damage.
Spain doesn't do land like a naval trade. It's weird. We do land trade elsewhere.
Newbie, I'm grabbing Dimitri. I automatically succeed in taking a rebel leader.
All right. I love those armies.
Yeah, right. So Planet automatically received Mansfred. There's no named Bohemian leader to go out there, so they get a rando automatically. Number 10.
Sorry, who's this for?
Bohemia automatically receives it. Or wait, no. Is that
It's
If Bohemia is
Bavaria.
part of
Bavaria
Palatinate.
automatically
Or-
gets
yeah.
a leader? Yes. So disregard that dice.
Because the Palatinate has Mansfred,
Yes, Planet has Mansfred.
and he's there.
He's capable.
He's okay. He's pretty good, honestly. Like he's a
Well,
perfectly good.
He's out of the. He's in a bad spot, is what I'm saying. He's got to
because
move
he
over
gets
pretty quick.
generated over there and falls, right? So
Although I guess they can walk across HRE territory.
I don't see
I
why they
don't
couldn't.
know.
I mean, they're also a general, so they just go.
Well, I meant with the army as well.
Okay, with the army, that's a bit rougher, but
Territorial restrictions. Imperial units move freely through any Italian or German province or in any European provinces of the Emperor. Supply may be traced for, well, but that's for the Imperial Army itself. When it is active for defending folks. Is Fel's just completely safe over there?
I guess
Bohemia is going to
maybe.
get crunched, but
I mean,
Do not speak so soon about my son.
I'm also not going to crunch Bohemia. Remember, I want this to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
My precious mountain, baby.
Also, even if we were going based on the Emperor rules, they wouldn't have been able to cross Thuringen anyway because they're not part of that group anymore.
Look, you trace out the lines of the terrain here. That's basically just a second smaller Anatolia inland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
See, I left them the Sudeten land, so that's why Lune took over. If I had taken it for myself, that would have been my problem.
They are a land of abundant culture and many fine meats. Just have you considered preparing them by just like driving a spike through them and rotating slowly, upright? Just carve it off as you need it.
You feel like next time isn't going to leave military phase? You'd be surprised. The first round of the military phase is going to take a long time, but after that, it'll speed up like very quickly.
Yeah, that consistently is how big wars start. Is the first turn of the first military period of a war takes forever. The rest go increasingly quick because you usually have taken care of what you want to do early on.
If this were not being escalated, I would say yes, the way this goes is Bohemia gets crunched and Transylvania maybe gets to harass the Habsburgs and bleed them a bit on the side. Things have changed.
Yeah.
I have purchased 2 armies. That's full armies right there. I could just do that with my
Do they have
cash.
to be in Thracia? Oh wait, that's your
Yes.
furthest national province, isn't it?
Well, for purchasing limits, specifically Thrace and Angora are just the 2 places I don't have penalties buying.
Oh.
All of my recruitment is very centralized.
That's good to know for later.
My purchases mainly have to be in Naples, Andalusia, and I think Navarre? Maybe? I forget what the other one is.
Castilia is definitely on that list.
Yeah, probably Castilia, Toledo, Andalusia, and Naples, I believe is what it is. And actually, didn't it also say if you control Milan, Milan might also count? I forget.
Probably.
We'll see.
Could be on there somewhere.
I vaguely remember that. Regardless of what's happening, I have made my purchases, I think.
Transylvania, please find your reserve of fighting spirit. Wake up, we're fighting.
They're busy with Dracula.
Or
They are
Dracula at the Austrians.
Look, just spin him around a couple of times until he thinks he's pointed at the Ottomans, but he's really pointed at Vienna, and they just kind of tell him to keep running forward.
Alright, do 3 Transylvanian detachments fit inside their army counter? Probably.
I'm going to go with incredibly yes. Unless their army detachments or regular detachments are 9-1s, then it's a maybe.
So you get to buy
We'll
2
be right
army
back.
pluses right now?
I'm doing that with like raw, detailed recruitment.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
I am buying 2 armies worth of men and assigning them flags.
Excellent.
Pouring
Okay.
money into the abyss via the option to do so.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm basically building slightly more than Army Plus and like a Fleet Plus out of my money, so it makes sense how it works out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Fleet Plus, huh?
Well, I'm building stuff up to being back into Fleet Plus numbers mainly.
Gotcha.
Like, I did have a lot of losses, remember?
You're recovering from certain recent disasters.
Yeah.
Damnation and Hellfire at my 3 army token limit.
Yeah,
That's
all
what
3
you
of
have a
those
bunch of
detachments
detachments
fit
for.
into a single Hungarian/Transylvanian
Is
army.
Valdez dead yet? He probably isn't because he's still on here, but I want to make sure.
Who?
I want Valdez to be dead already. Valdez sticks around until the end of this turn. Damn it.
Yeah, so Transylvania will deploy as just their army.
What, you don't want to have your 1, 2, 3 admiral? Is that a problem?
Getting into shock with boats is always the wrong move.
Oh, you want to sail closer?
Hey, this time I
You're
have
approaching me?
galleys. Are you ready for this? There's Spanish galleys now. I grabbed a few of them from Venice.
You have whole
It's going to
tens
get
of galleys.
so bloody over there.
It probably is. The Mediterranean is about to get run red with blood.
All the fights that were supposed to happen between me and Venice in period 1 and 2 are going to happen now.
Yeah.
All at once. The long
Pretty
peace
much.
pact we had is going to be karmically balanced real fucking quick.
England
Well, I mean,
sails
you're not
by the
targeting
entrance to the
Venice at all.
Mediterranean, and it's just a wall of red coming out. Nope.
It is Spain, and the Ottomans have now finally entered Thunderdome with each other, which,
Mhm.
yep, this has been a long time coming.
Yeah, England kind of sails up in a rowboat to peep out Gibraltar and see how it's doing today, see if it's viable to take over, and notices just this trickle of red coming out through the strait, and they look inside, and the entire Mediterranean is just crimson, and they're just like, that ain't good.
Wait a second, I just realized secret technology. Hold on a second.
Secret technology.
Hmm.
Secret technology is active,
Mm,
which is to say, I now have 2 equal-sized fleets, which means I can have my much better admiral on the other, more permanent location fleet.
relevant location.
As long
yeah,
as
yeah.
you keep them apart.
Yes.
As long as you have
If
the
they ever
sacrificial
enter the
decoy
same
fleet.
sea zone, there'll be a problem.
The move I did way back of distracting my slightly worse general by having horses run in circles in the capital.
Hmm.
God, it's been so long, I almost forgot that.
Galleys contribute how much to fire? Like half a point?
Yeah,
each?
they are half a point of fire and 1 point of shock.
Right. Ends up being pretty powerful.
Yes. Hmm.
Hmm?
Gotta think about my other reinforcement draw. It's either build up Palatinate anyway to get them ready, or boost one of my vassals to help with the sea.
Pretty good. All right, Habsburg, let's go.
That's a lot of Habsburgs.
That's a lot of Habsburg coming in.
Hmm.
Oh, you got the Habsburgs coming out? Habsburg!
That's a lot of halves. I'm guessing that's offensive stance.
Well, actually,
Or-
no. They're defensive stance. I feel like in the long run, that's not only going to be more valuable, but also, I don't actually want to attack Bohemia this turn. Therefore,
You're going to open the 30 Years' War by just blocking.
yeah. What?
It's a powerful move.
It would be a
Habsburg
good
declares
idea
this
to-
war and then just waits. Just looks
Backs
at
up
them.
into a corner and holds down block.
Be a good idea to put a fort on the capital.
That is a part of it. There's a fort going onto Vienna, and there's nothing you can do about it aside from throw thousands and thousands of your own men at it, which would probably destroy it easily.
Bohemia in defense stance to get
Bohemia?
fuck all. Alright, good. They needed
There-
they
They
needed
get a
anything
detachment.
but that. No, they're at their cap.
Well, no, you could
Bohemia, please
have rolled a
fortify.
4. If you had rolled a 4, you would have gotten 2 detachments that don't
2
exist.
detachments they don't have. Bohemia. Bohemia, please. Or wait, Bohemia has 14 tax base left.
That's just a 0.
Yeah, that's just 0.
Oh, now
Bohemio,
I took too
no.
much. Should have left him Urs.
Do they get a leader for themselves? No. Stay safe, Bohemia.
They must march into Ostmarch. We got... Oh, wait. We need more people for this.
They have spirit.
Doc, you also control Bavaria, right?
Yes, Doc controls Bavaria.
So you would also have the option to reinforce them if there's no one else you want to reinforce.
Sorry, I'm muted. I was going to say, yes, I am reinforcing both Genoa and Bavaria because the Habsburg is free. By the way, I checked the ruling and I apologize. Habsburg does not automatically activate in any wars that I want to bring them in with, and I apologize that I have been doing that for this entire time. That is wrong. It's just that they get the free reinforcement. Crum was right. I'm sorry.
Well, what's
Complete
done is
overlook
done.
of the
Whatever.
rules.
They were automatically in this war anyway, so that's
In
all
this
right.
one, yes, but in the previous one, they weren't automatic, and I
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we've all, God knows how many mistakes individually we've all made on rules.
Granted, the last war was against Venice, which means that they had a huge bonus to getting in on it, but
Mm-hmm.
and not a small penalty because Catholic, but a small penalty. It would have actually equaled out.
Again, don't worry about it.
All right, I've done my reinforces.
Reinforces have been done.
All set on my side.
That is all reinforcements. We can proceed to admin actions.
I'm still reinforcing, but I'm gonna be done pretty quick, probably.
Folks can start writing up admin actions in anticipation.
I have those written up in advance because I was not reinforcing.
Oh,
Same
naval reinforcement of 3 means that they get 3 boats and 1 multiple campaign. I also need to check for leaders for both of these.
3 boats. That's 9 galleys.
9 galleys, yeah.
That's, whew.
Oh, that's a Habsburg general. No Genoan admiral, which is actually kind of preferable.
Yeah, you could have gotten bad.
Also, if I throw the Genoan fleet with this one instead, that's not part of my. That's a larger stack, but it's not my technically my.
It's a bigger stack overall, though. You would need to have.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, 3 boats, which is. Which brings that up to 69 galleys. Nice.
Nice.
Also turns it into fleet plus, technically speaking.
Hello.
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 We are in admin phase if you want to start setting stuff up for that there, newbie.
Oh, yes. And while I still can, I generate my Cossacks.
Bavaria has a +1 to this on top of it, so they're actually at a +2. Eight on defense. Excellent, actually. That's quite good. What are Bavaria's caps? This is new to me. I've not needed to use Bavaria at all, so I don't have them memorized at all. Because I know with Habsburg, it's 4 armies and 8 detachments.
1 army, 3 detachments.
1 army, 3 detachments? Okay. And they can have an army plus specifically?
Yeah.
An army is an
Army
army.
plus. Yeah. And their size is 25.5 too.
I mean, technically speaking, for Portugal, if I remember right, they have specified that they can only have a. Oh wait, no, they can actually have an army plus.
An
Never mind.
army is an army.
An army is an army. You're correct. Sorry. 3-1, and they have 25.52. They have the standard German.
And yeah, I suppose it goes without saying, Bohemia is the capital of Bohemia,
Yeah,
but it is not a red dot province, and never has been.
yeah.
Oh, it
Because-
was so confusing.
They got annexed to Habsburg very early on.
Bohemia
so they-
exists to be destroyed.
Mhm.
I had a lot of people saying, Crumb, don't take over Bohemia proper. If you take it over, you'll ruin the Thunderdome.
I mean,
Right.
you would have.
I know, and I didn't want to do that. This is too much fun.
Thunderdome kicks ass. This is going to probably be,
The highlight of the game.
honestly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it already got off to quite a wild card start
Yeah,
with
no, this
Loon
is
jumping
already-
in.
Yeah, no, I'm already fucking thrilled to bits that we are going straight into nonsense alt history.
I made this.
The dice made this.
What if Sultan is Kaiser?
What if I just take the 30 Years' War and use it to crack open Vienna and drink it like an egg?
You know, there's an opportunity for you as the Netherlands to move over to Vienna in the 6th period.
Austria, but yes.
Austria. I don't think that's going to happen.
I was never going to take it in the first place, but especially not now, no.
Choosing to be Austria feels like you'd have to have a very wild decision at some point to make that happen. Like,
Yep.
to make it viable to want to do it.
Yeah, you switch over, and then you're like, hey, guess what? I have the biggest army in the region. Let's fight.
And also, Russia is allowed to have fleets. Austria is never allowed to have a single boat.
Austria may never vote.
They don't need to.
Okay, so where's the generic forts? Well, the Habsburgs get their own. I can see that.
Yeah, just there's a bunch sitting around here. Just grab like that 1-inch slice and
Which
fine.
should be red,
there.
actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Just
yeah, paint that.
paint that red.
This goes up to a 2, because it's actually only a...
Although I could let that atrophy, but I'll just keep it as is for now. It's nice to have a good fortress in the region in case somebody tries to fight me. That's someone being, oh, I don't know, Prussia.
Is Styria... Yeah, Styria actually... Austria over here is a... Comes a...
I just noticed Austria has several gold mines.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've got a lot. Austria has a ton of gold in it. They're very valuable territory to grab.
they are very Vienna.
Now, defensive stance just means you don't have to take the
Defensive
attack,
stance
right?
means you cannot leave your territory.
Okay. Fair enough. They got that fort anyway. I do have to pay for the fort out and upkeep, but that's me. That's only costs 1.
Yeah,
so
fort upkeep is nothing.
Your territory or your territory at the beginning of the war. So if someone, like, punches you out of a province, you can try to take it back.
Yes, you stay inside your initial borders. You are defending.
Okay, so I think I'm done. Bavaria actually almost went up to cap. They got a very good reinforce for what they have. Yeah, all right. I'm done. We're now actually in admin. Apologies that it took so long.
Fine.
Prepare your admin actions.
Prepared.
There's still a
Yep.
Habsburg token in Lorraine. I
Crimea
have
can
no
reach
fear.
Herbland.
There wasn't on my
It's
end, so that
operational
might be
range.
That might be desync.
be
Yeah.
decent problems. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let me look at my tech right now.
You have one step left before you're in the waiting line for Baroque warfare.
Yeah, and I could go to higher on naval tech, and
It is incredibly not worth it.
not really, but I'm still gonna put in a small investment in it. This is the first time in like I think this is the first turn in the entire history of the game where I'm not going to put in a strong investment on military.
Didn't you go insane one turn?
No, I've actually never gone insane.
No.
My leaders have been very, very solid all the way through as far as like never having events happen to them, except for I did have plots in the court once.
Hmm.
That might have been what you
ready
think.
to administrate.
Same.
I hear 2 readies.
I'm ready.
Great. Yeah, I've been
I was
ready.
finishing some chips. I am also ready.
5
Sorry.
readies. Just waiting on Spain.
Y'all
Yeah,
were
they would all be-
reinforcing, of which I have to do nothing for, so I fucking checked out for like half
They're
an
all
hour.
20. When can we get a ready check on the table?
That would actually be a good feature, yeah.
That would be a useful tool.
Oh, I need to check my limits are here. Should have gone for manufacturing last turn. Oh well.
There's a whole world of simultaneous action and secret bidding games. Actually, yeah, building
yeah,
a
I'm done.
manufactory the turn before your cap raises
It's
is
completely
a safe
safe,
move
and I
because
should
you're
have
building
done
it
that.
after the revolt risk.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yep. Ready.
I'm ready.
All right, go.
Oh,
Surprising no one, Russia does like 2 things and calls it a day.
almost forgot.
Okay, let's get the one that's going to make me angry out of the way first.
Why don't you just
Strong
always
plan.
keep your tax rate at war levels?
Why not keep
Then you don't
declaring
need to
war
make
in order to
exceptions.
justify war.
That's right. If only Russia could get enough money to support war ever without exceptional taxes, that'd be weird.
Right, I don't
Papas
own my
Dorados,
metal
what up?
manufacturer.
All right.
I'm not gonna
Cool.
roll for increasing Papas Dorados. That's a nice manufacturer roll.
Well then, that is
Colony, go.
Are we?
quite possibly the best result you can possibly roll on that table ever.
Yeah, it is. Okay, good work, newbie.
I don't know if
Whew.
you can ever get above a +5 on that table.
Yeah.
for
Okay,
Merchant
that's
is not
good.
occurring.
manufacturing.
Yeah,
The
gonna
pain,
throw
the
this
pain
out
has been
here.
avoided.
I'm not rolling actually to see if this colony goes up because it literally can't fail.
I want to point out that I could have rolled 2 colony rolls this period. I need money.
But that's my second level
Yeah,
6
Trade
colony rolls are
post will
expensive.
not occur.
They're not. I do minor investments each time.
Still expensive. 30 is a lot for a minor roll.
It's 20.
For colony? Oh, it is 20, isn't it?
Nope.
Oh, it's 30.
That's...
Huh.
10 gold, man. Not a big deal.
I just realized I still have an army over here, but detachment army minus equals 1.75 armies, which I have 2 army plus. Yeah, that still wouldn't cost me any upkeep. Those
6
armies
on column +3 is a success. An art manufactory is founded.
Art
Uh-oh.
exists out of the Ottomans? Who could have
Whack.
known?
I need
Fuck
pictures.
this, that's
Pictures of Wallenstein.
France recovers its trade fleet.
I think that's a success. Let me double check. Yes, that is. Ceylon
By the
flips
way-
to A+, and I'm never touching it again.
I want to get this out on the board. How did I make such a bad mistake?
That could
Well,
cover any
okay,
number
it kind of
sorry.
balances. It kind of balances out. This actually kind of fucking balances out in a weird way, and I know exactly where the mistake first occurred. So I have been doing colony actions for a couple turns now as 20 instead of 30. The exact reason this occurred, and this also probably is when I did the colony. I thought I had 2 colony actions a turn. Trade post is 10.
You can set down a lot of trade posts.
Yep, trade
Yeah.
posts are inexpensive.
I have notes in my administrative actions of -40 because I did a colony and a trade post minor. So, oops. But
Don't
that
worry
just
about
like I have been doing colony and a trade post actions each turn, but been counting them both as 20, where one is 10 and one is 30. So it actually evens out for the most part. I maybe give or take 10 ducats somewhere.
What I said here about +1, if we got a bonus, I did my naval. I did naval tech. What I put down there is if I had done land tech because one of my metal manufacturers is
Yeah, yeah.
occupied, but not my instruments one, which is what I thought it was for a second. And I did get an additional +1. This is going to be 2 levels, thankfully.
So so you have what, 3 different additional +1s on there? I just want to make sure I'm reading this right.
Because it's +7 from my military tech, +1 from medium investment, +2 is what it should be because of instruments and
Yeah.
tissue, and cloth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm reading that right. I trust you. It's just
There's
a lot of
something I'm
pluses.
forgetting.
Yeah.
Tech, that's it.
No tech advancement.
All right, tech investment. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it.
4
You
plus-
don't need to do tech advancement for another 5 turns.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Not 5 turns, but 3 turns.
Ooh, one of those is definitely going to succeed.
Oh, right. Federal taxes.
No, campaign for North Africa
I'll
is
take it.
absolutely longer than Europa Zero.
Europa
Are you
Zero-
kidding? Yeah, no. This.
Each
All right.
individual turn of Europa Zero takes less than half of a... It takes roughly a third of a turn of Campaign for North Africa.
Campaign
And
for North Africa playtesters found that they could complete a turn in 2 or 3 hours if no one was doing anything.
Think about
And-
that.
If no one is doing anything in Europa, a turn would probably be over in about 10 to 20 minutes.
I am back at minus stability.
Like, truly nothing. It would be like 5.
I once again lament the fact that I, just for no reason, lost 3 stability.
Welcome to bankruptcy. It sucks.
Like you're ever going to go bankrupt.
I've actually
Yeah.
been pretty close a couple turns.
Well, yeah, a couple
Bankruptcy-
turns.
Yeah,
maybe, but
I
you're-
have been 2 ducats from bankruptcy at least twice.
There is an unspoken you must have 50 ducats at end of turn to avoid all risk of bankruptcy.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
I mean, sure. I'm just saying, though, Crumb, that you make such comically high amounts of money right now that it's not that it's not really that likely you'll ever go
The kind of money
bankrupt
you could
unless
afford to fight a war for 30 years without stopping.
I'm in the build-up phase. I've been quietly amassing troops.
Yeah,
and
you
ma-
can just
and
print
navies.
more boats.
Yeah.
Parliament
uh-huh.
can do that.
I'm actually looking at my caps going, I don't have many more ships that I can build. Actually, wait, hold on. This has always been something that I need to double check
What's my
on.
warship limit?
Warships, does that include transports in
period.
my warship limit?
Warship limit is warship limit. Fighting
okay, so
boats
not
only.
transports. Okay, I do have a
Uh,
little bit more space then.
transports are fighting boats, though.
They're not warships, though. A fleet of only transports automatically breaks. It has no morale.
But you can have a detachment of only transports?
It will automatically break in combat. It has no morale.
Okay.
Yeah,
If
it can
combat
exist.
ever happened, it would fight it. It would just
That's
destroy
very
it. but-
different for me. Okay, I can get a lot more
If
ships.
there are
Thank you, Lynn.
actual fighting ships to lead them, then they are allowed to participate in shock phase. But
Mhm.
transports are not armed. Transports are not equipped to do battle.
Okay, so the optimal detachment for movement, then, if it's going to be anything, if it's going to fight at any point, is one warship and then 4 transports.
Yeah, like a 1-4. You're sacrificing some transport capacity to not immediately
To
yield
exist.
if you get hit.
Yeah. With that in mind, I'm going to do a quick alteration. Just a very quick one, though. It's not going to be a huge problem.
Newbie, did you have a question in there, bud? Someone sounded like they wanted to talk up there.
I
but-
did, and it's fucking gone.
Okay.
This is why I try and get my questions out as fast as possible.
This naval detachment no longer exists.
Oh,
That was almost
no.
That was almost 300 in purchases. Dang.
With the
Almost?
addition-
Almost. I can't actually. I'm not allowed to spend
Almost.
more. I would have.
Time to make some minor adjustments to stuff with the addition of another colony.
And no reason to fire up another tape here for the backing. Well, no, actually, excellent reason to fire up another tape for the backing.
The income of...
Well, Cuba's now a plus-size colony.
Welcome
which
to
means
it.
I need more slaves. Luckily, I got another 2 slave production.
This is your life
you
now.
build Cuba last turn?
Yes,
How?
I've gotten 4 successes in a row. Remember, the Cuba's only a difficulty 3 colony spot.
I miss being able to do stuff outside of the wars of religion.
Someday the barrier will come down and France will emerge.
Also, to be fair, I've been sitting a very high maneuverability, either explorer or in this turn, a very good conquistador. I actually couldn't fail on my colonization checks this turn.
You know what, Loon? You inspired me. I've now actually spent over 400 on reinforcement on purchases this turn.
Wait, no, you can't go back in time.
Well, I mean, we're still an admin.
But the purchases
That's not on
happened.
All right. I'd like to announce I am now exporting more fur than Chrome.
And
Nice.
for what it's worth, this doesn't really change.
I also have more boats than Karum in the northern area, so I will be getting the Atlantic back start of next turn.
Oh, right. Thank you for that reminder. I forgot to do my 1 merchant check in the Indian Ocean.
Right.
Sorry,
spent
I
my
looked
one-
at the
I
the
spent my
score
one
sheet.
merchant check in the Hispanic Sea Zone, returning that back to 4, which was free. So
I looked at the score sheet again and reminded myself that at some point we need to punch Chrome really hard.
And
What the
Loon.
fuck? I just gave you money!
yeah, but then you're also North Germany.
Eh.
But also Loon is Germany now, and Loon is second place.
What about Ottoman Germany? Y'all over there
The only
arguing
difference
about
between myself
Catholic
and-
is Kaiser,
Yeah.
Protestant is Kaiser. All right, Sufi is Kaiser.
I was gonna
Dervish is
do all this
Kaiser.
good stuff for newbie, but he just said he's gonna punch me in the face. All right. Being nice is out the window.
Oh, like, look,
Going straight for Big Dave's face.
being nice is all one thing or another, but like, still game.
It's only a game where you have to be mad.
So that sounds like we're completing admin, and next time, the battle.
We still have the tech ritual.
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
the
yeah.
science ritual must be conducted here at the end of technology.
It's pretty simple this turn.
Yes. Well, only slightly non-simple. So yeah, Baroque is still locked. Battery is...
Here.
Battery should be... There's no
Drop
naval
through
tech marker
one.
sitting here. So
It says
It actually
Netherlands.
should be next to the Netherlands, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, so Musket is up against Netherlands land and French land. Latin Sail is up against Muslim generic naval tech. Those who purchased, take steps.
Boop.
France unlocks muskets.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
What's the upgrade cost?
It's same as always, 10-5-1.
10-5-1 for plus, minus, and D.
Thank you.
And on this turn, Latin and Muslim generic tech take a step. So Latin
Which
Naval
Latin goes up to
steps forward and then zooms forward to
41.
English -6. Zooms forward 1 extra step.
Yeah.
Latin land steps forward and... Yeah, they're still in reach of current best.
Yeah, they're within 5 of me, so...
Of me.
Of you, right, sorry. You're only 1 ahead of me on
Hey,
that
you
front.
could have been with me
Muslim
on that
naval
one,
tech
but you had to go for
acquires
naval.
Latin sail, causing Latin
there's
sail
almost
to
no
now
reason for me to do it.
drop off the board because there's no rest of the world naval marker.
Once I get my manufacturer back,
And Muslim land is here. 1 step, and then catch up with Ottoman land. Going to box 28. Generic Muslim has muskets.
Nice. Also, fuck.
Yeah.
Howdy. Salam.
That sucks because musket into arquebus is actually a pretty decent bonus. They only get a D on you on fire, whereas you get a B.
Yep.
Just in time. Technological upgrades. The moment the situation changes from border adjustments to power projections, suddenly all kinds of advanced weaponry is pouring out into the other emirates. The sultans can have little a musket. And there we are. Next time. Chaos.
Utter chaos.
Turn
Chaos
1.
of period 4.
Of 60 years of war.